Okay, let's run.
You better wake up. The world you live in is just a sugar-coated topping. There is another world beneath it. The real world.
For thousands of years, they have existed among us.
You keep your eyes open. They're everywhere. Chances are you've seen them yourself and didn't know it.
A secret nation.
Our livelihood depends on our ability to blend in.
With a lust for power.
We should be ruling the humans. These people are our food.
They've got their claws into everything. Politics, finance, real estate.
There's a war going on out there. He makes the weapons. I use them.
Now, one will lead them to conquer mankind.
Tonight, the age of man comes to an end.
We're gonna be gods.
And one will try to stop him dead.
There are worse things out tonight than vampires.
Like what?
Like me.
Half human.
Blade's mother was attacked by a vampire while she was pregnant.
Half immortal.
You got the best of both worlds. All our strengths, none of our weaknesses.
He is their greatest fear. And our only hope.
It's open season on all vampires.
Wesley Snipes. Stephen Dorff.
You're one of them, aren't you?
No, I'm something else.
Blade.
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the 25th anniversary celebration of arguably one of the greatest and most influential comic book movies of all time, known as Blade, starring Wesley Snipes, Stephen Dorff, among others. I am your host, Ryan of Nerdculture. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to like and share this with all of your closest friends. Before we start watching this movie and reliving some of our favorite moments of this film, I want to introduce you to our panelists. They are a great group of people, and we think that you are going to enjoy getting a chance to meet them and get to know them a little bit better. So with that being said, please welcome a very good friend of the show. He's got some incredible artwork. He's done some incredible things. Please welcome Art of Eli. Eli, welcome to the set, man. How are you?
How you doing?
Doing well. Thank you for being here. I see someone next to you. Who might that be?
That's my brother Joshua.
Hi, Josh. Good to see you. How are you?
Good.
Awesome. Thank you guys for being here. Do greatly appreciate it. Joining them on this panel is another good friend of the show. Please welcome. He is a member of the Distance Nerding community. Please welcome Phil to the set. How are you, Phil?
What's up, everybody?
Hello there.
It's your boy, Young Phil, Distance Nerding Podcast. Shameless plug, as usual, check us out, guys, everywhere at Distance Nerding. If it exists, we are there.
I can see the kids are smiling already.
Always.
Which is great. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. Thank you for being here, Phil. Greatly appreciate it. And ladies and gentlemen, I got to say, this person, we have just learned of him. He is on one of our more recent episodes known as, and I quote, please feel free to check out that episode after you watch this incredible broadcast. He is the man, the myth, the legend, a man who knows a thing or two because he's painted, drawn, done whatever, a thing or two. Please welcome Blade extraordinaire, Blade fan himself. Kenny Calderon is in the building. What's up, Kenny?
Evening, everyone.
Even the audience is loving it. They love you, man. You've been here 0.25 seconds and they're loving it. So,
we have to do the real audience here.
There it is.
I like it.
I was wondering when that was going to come in. Kenny, good to see you, man. It's really good to see you. So for those of you who are wondering, we are going to be watching the movie known as Blade from 1998. But in a moment, before we hit that magical thing known as the play button, I want to give you a chance to get to know these incredible panelists just a little bit better, So Kenny, I'm going to go to you on this first. What was it like seeing this movie way back when in 1998 for you when it comes to Blade?
Oh, man. I think the movie Blade resonated with me like deeply because I'm an '80s baby. So growing up, I'm from that generation where we had like the kung fu movies every Saturday. You know what I mean? And and around that time it was the big boom of like werewolves and vampires, right? And like a lot like how zombies kind of like dominated the 2000s. So that, and I love Wesley Snipes, like action movie hero. You can't go wrong with Wesley. So I honestly had never heard of Blade until watching the movie. All right, first and foremost. But then like sitting in this movie, like it was a big like gumbo of everything that I absolutely love about cinema, rolled into one film. And I was absolutely blown away because I got to see this movie while I still lived in New York in Times Square at the IMAX theater.
Wow, that's going back a few years. But anyhow, listen, age is just a number. That's great stuff, man. That's really cool. Thanks for sharing that with us. Do greatly appreciate it. I'm going to turn things over to young Phil here for a minute. Phil, what was it like for you seeing this movie, if you did, in 1998 for Blade?
So I did not see it in theaters. I saw it when it hit HBO, TV, all that kind of stuff. Because at the time, I was 11 when this movie came out, so it's kind of like, it's not that my parents wouldn't let me go see it kind of thing, but it was more like my parents weren't going to go out of their way to take me to a rated R movie unless it was something they wanted to go see, right? So like I saw Scream in theaters, I saw like a bunch of rated R movies in theaters with my parents, but this one I had to wait till it came out on HBO, and I loved it, and it became one of my favorite movies. This was also one of those movies that I was a big rave head in the late 90s going into the 2000s, so it's kind of like this song, and then like a bunch of other kind of artists that were out there like Darude and Sandstorm and 9 a.m. things like that. This movie influenced a lot of like my love for trance music as well because of like all the club scenes and everything like that. So I mean, like, I kind of got into that with this. Like Blade was almost, kind of a big deal. I knew Blade as a kid, but like more of like as a passing character because I saw him in like Crypt of Dracula. I saw him in a couple of the Midnight Suns books and things like that, like coming up. But I wasn't like well versed in Blade. And then when the movie came out, I became a major fan. Same deal as what Mr. Calderon just said right now is I was also a big fan of Wesley Snipes. So I mean, like, White Man Can't Jump, and at the time Demolition Man was like one of my favorite movies too, and he played I'm forgetting his name in that movie, but Simon, that's right. And again, just his performance in movies before that, I was a big fan of his. So then just going into this, it was a big deal for me. And then post this, when I heard that he was trying to make a Black Panther movie, I thought that was great too. Obviously that never happened, but I became a giant fan of his because he was like, to me, he was like, I could identify with him because he was like a comic nerd making comic movies.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I like that. That's some good stuff. I'm digging these stories. And Eli, what was it? Eli and maybe your co-host over there? I forget. Is it Josh? Am I saying that right? Josh. Okay, I want to make sure I get everybody's name right. So Eli or Josh, whoever wants to answer, I don't know. But I'm just curious. Did you see this movie way back when in 1998, or did you see it a little bit later on when it was on cable at 11:30 at night when the parents were asleep and you shouldn't have been watching this? No, I'm just kidding. That's neither here nor there.
The fuzzy channel.
Yeah, the fuzzy channel. Yeah, illegal channels. Whatever. Anyway, Eli, thoughts on Blade '98 if you were there to see it?
So, my first encounter with Blade was from the Spider-Man animated series. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, right.
He had like the jacket with the spikes, and he had a lightsaber. It looked like, right, Josh?
Yeah,
lightsaber. And he had like I think a Jamaican accent or something. So that was the first time I really got a chance to know who Blade was. And then I was looking into comics and all that. I was, I saw, I think, Tomb of Dracula. What number was that? I forgot. But that was his first appearance when he had like the green outfit. Right. The movie came out. I was 18 years old. So I was old enough to go into the R-rated movies, and I went up by myself. My parents were very strict, so I didn't get a chance to drag him along. He's 2 years younger than me. But I went to see it, and I was by myself. I sat in the front, and I remember just being blown away by it. I knew he was a comic book character, so I was really excited because we unfortunately got a chance to see Batman and Robin in the theaters 2 years prior, and it grieved me. And also, it kind of killed superhero movies for a while. So we didn't see it for about 2 years, any good superhero films of any type because of that. And then Blade resurrected it. No pun intended. But I remember how beautifully done it was, how dark it was, the music, the first scene. We won't go, in case no one's seen it, I'm gonna spoilers. But what about you?
The Club. I wasn't allowed to see. I was too young. I saw all movies too young. So.
I corrupted them. There's 4 of us like the Ninja Turtles.
That's your job as an older brother. So I mean,
yeah, they're all good though, all good guys, thank God. But yeah, so Blade. I like the character too. Even in the Spider-Man cartoon, he was pretty cool. And then the more this movie got me into reading the comic books, so I have old '90s Blade comics, and I've been collecting Tombs of Dracula recently in the '70s, the '70 comics and stuff. So and Wesley Snipes, come on, Passenger 57, Then we used to watch it all.
Black.
Yeah, we used to watch on the ABC all the time. Remember when they used to like say melon farmer instead of mother? But yeah. There's a lot of good memories, and we literally watched all 3 movies. What, a couple weeks ago? Yeah. Sometimes we'll just pop it in, do like a marathon, and when I'm painting here at the house or whatever, when I'm finally off and doing other things. But it was a good movie. It's definitely I would say one of my top 20s.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, that's top 20s, man. That's some high praise for a film that's 25 years young. But hey, if you like it, you like it. You dig it, you dig it. For me, thank you for sharing that with us, both of you. And for me, I didn't see this movie until a couple years. I think it was like a few years later after it had already come out, and I think I saw it on home video. I think it was. I don't know if it was on cable or VHS. Anyone remembers VHS? Yeah, I was there. So,
it was definitely on VHS because, like I mentioned in the chat, it's that was a Blockbuster re-rental.
Yeah, baby. So,
oh my God, it took years. Real quick, we were hunting down the VHS every Suncoast Video. I remember asking as a kid, "Is it coming out?" And then you would see it on the freaking list, and it would always be bumped and bumped and bumped. What, 3 years after we finally got it? Sorry, you just had a flashback.
No, it's cool. It's fine. So for me, I saw it on home video like a couple years later, and I remember just enjoying the heck of it. But I didn't think of it as like I didn't even think of it at the time that it was a comic book movie. I didn't even know it was a Marvel property. I had no idea. I didn't even think of it like that. I just thought of it as a really good action thriller that just happened to include vampires as some of the central or main core characters, if you know what I mean. So I remember enjoying it, but also there were some moments where I'm thinking, probably shouldn't be watching this. This is kind of violent. I mean, there's some dark stuff, and I wasn't really into vampires at all. But at the same time, and then I caught his appearances on Spider-Man. Before that, he was on Spider-Man. I thought he wore a blue jacket and had a laser sword or something. Where's that guy? What's that all about? I don't get it.
I liked horror a lot as a kid, So I mean, like, I was really into like Freddy Krueger and Jason and stuff like that. So like this was right up my alley with the amount of violence that was in this movie.
Yeah, for some of us it was right up their alley. For me, not so much. But at least in the beginning, I was a little I don't know, a little wigged out at certain parts of the movie, but I'm thinking this movie is still a great action movie. Why not? And then I came to appreciate it more as time went on, which we'll talk more about here in a moment. So those are our thoughts about how we first entered the universe of Blade from Marvel, because I didn't, newsflash, Blade's actually a comic book. I didn't know that at the time. But now that I do, and it's like
Logan came, they always shied away from where they are, and Logan proved them other's.
Deadpool actually did.
Oh, Deadpool.
Among others, yes, but still.
But Logan made a lot of money
too. Deadpool's the reason that they decided to start making rated R comic books again.
Yeah, but Logan should have gotten more Oscars, especially for Daphne Keenan, Hugh Jackman, and Patrick Stewart. But hey, listen, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Blade, right? So without any further ado, if you are just joining us, queue up your copy on what is known as a physical media or a streaming service, I should say. Queue it up to about the 3-second mark. That's where we're going to start watching this thing. So without any further ado, let's begin this feature presentation in 3, 2, 1, and hit play. Here we go. Watching the movie, enjoying the living heck out of it. And if you have any fun facts, if you have any fond memories of this movie, anything that you enjoy about Blade as the comic book or Blade as a movie series or the TV series, yes, there was a TV series. It was on Spike TV.
Yeah, I remember that.
Which is underrated, by the way. So let us know your thoughts. Let us know your feelings about it in the comments. Don't forget to like and share this with all your closest friends because they're going to like the way they look after watching or listening to this broadcast. I guarantee it. Let's see here. Am I saying this right? Graveyard Pod Out at Night. He says, I know that guy from Twitch. What's that?
That's one of my my co-hosts on the Thursday show.
Oh, there you go. Hey, I know that guy. Yeah. Well, he's talking about Phil, not me. So there you go. And Distance Nerding says this was a major blockbuster repeat rental for themselves. There you go. Booyah. And then Gravy, what was your first encounter with Blade? Kind of answered that a little while ago. But if anyone else has any thoughts on that, let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat. Be curious to hear your thoughts. So in the beginning of this movie, we start with what is known as a flashback, I believe. 1967, if I remember correctly.
Correct.
So woman gets brought into the hospital. She's bleeding out, and she's pregnant. The child. So that's, kind of important, isn't it? Let's try to save the mother and baby if we can, ladies and gentlemen. Doctors are doing their darndest. And the mother's name is Vanessa Brooks. Vanessa Brooks. That's the mother's name.
There's a doll baby there.
Already going into what makes a real character, what makes it a prop. Okay, whatever.
You know what? I think that's part of the charm, though. When you see like the really bad special effects at the end, it's awesome. It was our time,
That's true. They go right into the opening credits, and they're not even going to sunup. They're going straight into sundown, baby.
You know what's funny is this movie also at my age point. This movie was my first encounter with Chris Christopherson. I didn't even know he was a musician, and then the years later, because I associated all Chris Christopherson with this character because he's a pretty good actor, but not realizing that he was a musician, that he's part of the Highwaymen. He's got a long storied music career in country. Given I didn't listen to much country when I was a kid, so I wasn't going to know too much from him. But
now we're entering Tracy Lords. What was she from? Like a sci-fi?
She was in porn.
Sci-fi Channel and stuff.
Tracy Lords was in Playboy. That's where she.
She was in porn, and I think this was one of her first attempts to actually become a serious actress.
Right.
Ooh, poor girl. And then that's the actor from The Shield, right?
Yeah.
And SWAT.
Didn't watch that.
Ooh, we got some good. Dude, we got some good tunes here, man.
To this day, I still listen to this song. It's called "Blood
Confusion."
Is
Confusion.
Same.
Yeah. Well, the name of the song is Confusion, but
right.
It's great.
Oh no, "Blood Is Pumping" is from the second movie.
Oh.
Yeah. But this is Confusion, and it's like a techno beat song. And I'm telling you, this song is, by the way, the full length of this, which you can find on the Blade album, if anyone still has their CD player, it's 10 minutes long. This is a 10-minute song.
This song is also what, like, when I became a producer, is the song that got me into using a virus pad. So that's that bass line that you hear in the song, that dun 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 dun, that's called a virus pad. Is what that particular synthesizer is called. Little music fun fact there.
That's
awesome. In the words of our good friend Wayne Campbell, I was not aware of that.
Now, one of the things that I especially love about this movie is the very cold tint.
Yes.
Right? It's got a Michael Mann kind of feel to it.
Kind of does, yeah.
Michael Mann, that's a good call, because he uses this similar tint in Heat from '95.
He does.
As well as in Collateral.
Collateral, man, that was a great fight.
Speaking of which, Collateral, fun fact, for those of you maybe watching or listening to this, that movie turns 20 next year.
Oof.
Oh, wow.
I love that movie.
Which, Phil, you know what that means, right?
We're watching
going to be sitting down here, and we're going to be doing a anniversary watch-along for the film known as Collateral, one of Michael Mann's best films ever.
I love
that. So that was one of the first movies that they did in full HD, and people were freaking out because they're like, well, special effects have to change because now everything, like, you can't just do like fake looking special effects anymore because the HD calls everything out.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember Collateral was one of the first movies where like they had to figure out.
He's having a good time, just saying.
And And it's crazy that Donald Logue has been in so many comic book properties.
Yeah,
It's true.
Not just Blade. He played Bullock in Gotham, right?
Yes, he did.
Ghost Rider.
He was in Ghost Rider as what was it? Johnny Blaze's best friend. Which, yeah, Ghost Rider. That movie happened. It's fine. Like, I don't go back. The only reason I would go back and watch Ghost Rider is because of Eva Mendes. That's really the only reason.
I know, right?
Because Eva Mendes is Eva Mendes. So
here's the moment we realize that something's not right.
Something's not right here. And by the way, the guy walks in and he's just getting pushed around by everybody. No one is showing him a good time. Even his girlfriend kind of,
Like the other guy,
buzzes him off.
What's
wrong, baby? And then the teeth go up and you're like, what is this? This is insane.
Now I want to point out, right? Because I'm a comic book artist and a huge cinephile, visuals for me, right? As striking visuals are like a tool that I use in storytelling, and I love this scene because of what the director did visually here. Right?
Here we go.
Very, very cold. The whole
boots.
color palette is cold, and then we get that striking red color, right above all of the cold. So it's like
I see that, yeah.
It breaks everything up, and it's like immediately you're like pulled in.
Oh, look at that
Blade
outfit, man! Look at that trench coat.
The trench coat, the body armor, just kind of everything on there. You have that signature look.
And look at all the vamps, man. They are freaking out.
Because they know who he is.
The Daywalker.
He ruined his big time.
The Daywalker. By the way, that's one of the most badass names you can give for character is Daywalker. That is so good. And look at everyone's just running for their. Some of them are running, and they're all trying to regroup and figure out what is going on. Takes one step.
The thing is like, how many of the people in there are familiars versus how many people in there are actual vampires?
That's a good point. Come on, Daywalker. Boom. Pulls out the shotgun. Time to lay it the smackdown. Everyone's going to come at him, but he doesn't care because he's prepared. Look at that shotgun, man. He is... shoots that guy into the cage. Anytime he throws someone through a wall or a cage, I'm just like, yeah, do it. Do it. And then Tracy Lords is like, hey, I'm going to rip your freaking head off. And then it's funny, she gets kicked in the head, and 2 seconds later, she's up like nothing happened.
That's it.
And then you're done for. Boom, pops her in the head.
Just like straight up punch her in the nether region.
Yeah.
Got penetrated.
Yep. There's your silver stakes.
Now, there've been a lot of vampire hunter,
Dozens.
kind of movies,
Dozens.
but nothing like this. I mean, the only thing that would come close to this was the John Carpenter movie.
Oh, John Carpenter's Vampires. Yes. Yeah. Haven't seen that in years.
With James Woods.
What about the other one, Dusk Till Dawn?
Dusk Till Dawn. Oh, that's my favorite.
Dusk Till Dawn was good, but I think that's more spaghetti western.
It is, but I still like From Dusk Till Dawn. So
no, it's a great movie. It's the
I
reason
like
why
I get
Selma Hayek is the reason why I keep going back to it.
Oh, dude, can you believe Selma Hayek just turned 53? And she
still looks as good as she did back then.
Did you guys see that on Instagram recently? She turned 53, but she doesn't look over 25.
Right?
Like vampire, that's why.
Because same thing. Look at Eva Mendes. She's gonna get older and still continue looking good.
That's a fair point, by the way, Phil. Man, he's just going to town in what is this, like a shower place type thing? Yeah. He is just going
this
to
is probably
town.
so considering where it is, it's probably like where you actually would
kill the cow
when you're killing a cow, where you're actually doing it.
Oh, look at that. Cuts like 6 guys' heads off with that sling blade.
Now this right here is what he's about to do right now
With the stakes?
With the stakes is kind of a plot hole.
Oh, because they don't show up in the second half of the movie, you mean?
No, it's that how it killed everybody else just to get touch these things, but he stakes him twice and it's fine.
but he says later on in the movie, hashtag this is a minor spoiler alert, aim for the head or the heart. Anything else is your ass.
No, right. But I mean, what I'm saying is because these are also they're supposed to be silver stakes, right? So everybody else, he didn't hit head or heart on everybody there, and they all died instantly.
Oh,
versus
that's a good
him.
point.
Yeah, versus him, he hit him with 2 stakes and it just pinned him.
That's a good point. I didn't, no pun intended, point. I didn't even think of that. Gosh. you know what? I can suspend disbelief. I can because
Right,
the movie's
right.
just too good. The movie's just
Again,
too good for that.
It's a small enough plot hole where it doesn't matter. But I mean, it's nonetheless, it's a plot hole.
Yeah.
I remember thinking that as a kid too. I was like, what the?
He doesn't have the or the injuries or he doesn't even die too. He just burns him up too, and he still lives.
I
The
like
guy
how
gets
he
burned, and they
vampire.
throw him to the morgue, and then Karen Jensen like kind of accidentally revives the dude.
I like how the cop immediately was just chill, just like put him out.
Put him out, will you?
just yeah, put him out.
Just put him out. Just put out the
He's
fire.
seen some stuff.
Look at that
Our
trench
brother's
coat.
a cop. He's seen some stuff.
That trench coat,
Maybe
and
not
that
vampire.
sword is so good. Got a fresh one for you. Charred cadaver for you. Still warm too.
Barbecue.
Oh, is Curtis Webb is a character in the comics, right?
Yes.
Curtis Webb. All right, just making sure. Because this is who this character is, Tim Guinea, who, by the way, Tim Guinea has been on numerous movies and TV shows. He's a good character actor. If anyone knows who that is, Tim Guinea. Anyone know who that is? Good character actor if you don't know who it is. Hello, Karen Jensen, hematologist. Nabush Wright is how you pronounce her name, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever happened to her? She does this one movie and then she doesn't show up again. Whatever happened to her?
She was in a few things. She was in Dead Presidents.
Mm-hmm.
She was in this.
Right.
She was in Dead
I
Presidents. Okay.
She was in 2 other movies that
What were the other two?
escape me right now.
She was another crush-worthy woman for me as a kid.
Oh, of course, absolutely.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, to me, I think she's prettier in this movie than who's the other major lead actress in it? Sana Lathan as
John
Blade's
Lathan played Vanessa, his mom. Yeah.
Yeah. Sana Lathan was Blade's mom, but Nabush Wright, I thought to myself, she's hot, man. Whatever happened to her? I just want you to come down and take a look at this cadaver. It was just brought in 2 minutes ago. Yeah, I'm kind of busy right now. I'm in the middle of lab work. You ever heard of that? Show me the body. And I don't want to hear a word about us. You understand me? Done. We've had that conversation, but yet he still tries to get a date with her, even though they're looking over a charred, dead body.
That's just a weird way to hit on
It
somebody.
becomes work.
Yeah.
I'm desensitized.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
Mazilia looks a little deformed, though. I'm sorry, I got the closed captioning on here on set. Did anyone start the Y and check the tracheal? No, I don't even know what that word is. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. I'm sorry. For those of you who work in the county morgue or wherever, I respect all fields of science because I can't pronounce most of the stuff that you're telling me. You ever have second thoughts about us? No, she doesn't. Can't you see that, you idiot?
Some guys don't know what no means.
He doesn't get it. He's pulling
And with
a
that
Tom
haircut,
Hanks,
I
man.
don't think he gets much dates neither.
No, he doesn't, especially with his weird
I'm
pickup.
trying to think that's real hair or wig.
Oh, wait a minute.
You got some?
He's gone. He's gone.
Someone's necking with him, but it ain't her.
No, he's gone, man.
Right?
Oh, he's gone, man. They buried him down at the other side. Oh, by the way, Frey Girl says howdy.
Hey, Frey.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Hi,
Howdy,
Frey
howdy.
Girl. How you doing? Is this another one of your
Another one of my co-hosts, actually.
Gee, man, you know way too many people. It's weird. But Frey Girl, good to see you. Hey, girl. Let us know how you're. Oh, you're just saying hi. Okay. Well, it's good to see you. Thank you for being with us. If you are interested in knowing more about what we're doing, we are watching the great comic movie known as Blade from 1998. It just happens to turn 25. If you want to watch this with us, you're more than welcome to in a physical media or a streaming service. And make sure you like and share this with all of your closest friends.
You want your mom?
You had to damn mom.
Yeah, that's a good Wesley line right there, isn't it?
Yeah. What's funny is it's one of the few moments in the movie where he breaks his cool.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
He usually is calm and collected the entire time, and then he just goes, "You out of your damn mind!" Like,
yeah,
getting shot.
Yeah.
That's the censored version, by the way.
He
He
plays the lone cowboy role very well.
Oh yeah, he does.
In this movie,
especially in this one. Oh yeah. By the way, James Scott is here with us. He says Blade was such a good movie, and James
Absolutely.
Scott, we could not agree with you more.
Right.
Yeah, can't agree with you more. And by the way, Frey Girl says I have a beef with the one known as Wesley Snipes. I'm sorry, I don't know what that is. You have to take it up with him. Frey Girl also says, but this film is a classic. All right, well, we can agree with you on that, Frey Girl. And then James Scott goes on to say, I'm not sure the reboot that we're going to get with Mahershala Ali can live up to this original.
Mahershala Ali. I mean, Mahershala Ali is a good actor, man. I mean, I think he can pull the character off. It really comes down to the way the writing is what's really going to save that show. If it
is it a show or a movie?
I think it's a movie.
Is it a movie?
Yeah. They've been going back and forth because like for a while they're saying it was going to be a show on Disney Plus. Then they said it was going to be a movie. Then it went back to being a show. So I don't know what they're doing with that. They've also rewritten the script like 3 times. So
so that's not a good sign. By the way, if you are going to make a Blade movie, make it R-rated, not PG-13.
100%. 100%.
I mean, take your P's and Q's from the original. That one was rated R. So all 3 movies I think were rated R too. So
right. Especially like that now, you know, Deadpool 3 is going to be the first rated R movie on in the MCU.
Right. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
If Deadpool is successful, which it's going to be, if you've seen any of the set leaks and everything like that, doing Blade rated R is a no brainer.
I would venture to say so. And Fragirl goes on to say, "A different Blade for a different time."
Possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as it's entertaining.
Look, I feel that one of the things that helped this movie was the fact that Wesley is an authentic martial artist.
He knows how to fight. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's one of the things that killed Iron Fist.
Yes, I agree with that.
You know, that the Rose Knight from Game of Thrones is out here like trying to do kung fu.
It would have been believable if they wouldn't have gone for cheap and said, okay, let's put a mask on him and get a stunt actor that knows how to fight and do that, you know. But you know, they didn't want to do that, you know. Like you could do it for Daredevil, but you couldn't do it for him. So
yeah.
Now and I think that to his credit, I think that if he wanted to like really embody Danny Rand and really want to like do a lot of his own fight choreography, cool, but dedicate a year, at least, to training. Because look at Keanu and John Wick. Well, he did all of his training.
He only got like I think it was like 4 weeks for training. That was that had a lot more to do with Shane Black than anybody else. Shane Black, the man who was who's known for bringing properties in under budget. He's the one that got that. He's also the one that ruined Inhumans. So I mean, you know.
Yeah, but Keanu Reeves is inhuman. So I mean, that guy can do whatever the frack he wants whenever he wants, because that guy is what, like 60 now, pushing 60, and he can still break someone's neck with a pen. He can break you with a pencil.
Absolutely.
So,
Shane Black, didn't he do that Predator, that really weird Predator movie?
Who did?
Shane Black.
He made the 4th one that is pathetic, and it's not part of Predator canon.
Yeah, oh my
for
God,
me,
it was painful.
It's Predator, Predator 2, and Predators with Brody, and then after that trilogy, there's no more Predators. So there you go. You're welcome.
That was ouch.
Dude, The Predator, I watched that, and I'm thinking, this is so not a Predator movie. This is like a parody of a Predator film. And I've seen
then they had the
better
Predator Iron Man robot at the end, remember?
Yeah, that was dumb.
That makes that movie didn't make a whole lot of sense. And listen, there was a article going around when that movie was first coming out, and I'm talking about The Predator. I'm not talking about the ones that came before that, with all due respect. I don't mind you featuring an autistic character in a movie because I've worked with autistic individuals, and by the way, autistic people are some of the most gifted people on the planet.
I agree.
100%.
Which makes them the real X-Men, by the way. I'm just saying, we're the real
100%.
X-Men. Come at me, bro.
I agree.
But when you feature that character in The Predator, and the movie is so poorly made, I'm thinking, you know, that autistic character was fun. It's not the actor or the character's fault. It's the writing.
Yeah.
So I don't mind you featuring autistic people in movies because they're some of the most gifted people on the planet. But when you do it in a Predator movie that's so bad it wins Razzies, and if it didn't, it should have. You're making me angry, and you don't want to know me when I'm angry. So don't do that again. Okay, so very few pieces of media have featured autistic characters and done it successfully. I'm looking at you, NBC's Parenthood, one of the greatest TV series of all time. Thank you very much.
That's true.
I mean, What was the other one that did it really well? It was Parenthood and
The Accountant with Ben Affleck.
I mean,
Yes.
yeah, but he was a bad guy. But anyway,
No, he was a good guy.
He was a bad guy. I would say his character was more in the gray area, and
yeah,
his
it's but you know, hey,
What I do like about that movie, what I do like about that movie is that it showcased a lot of the character traits of people that are on the spectrum. Because a lot of my students are on the spectrum, and they're at like varying levels, right? So like seeing that, and it being like an authentic visual for people that don't have any knowledge on it, like I thought it was very well done.
I mean, I thought the movie was but it it had its moments. I mean, when he's organizing stuff and he's talking to who was the female lead in The Account? Was it Anna Kendrick? Was it Anna Kendrick?
So.
It was Anna Kendrick, right?
so.
She was the female lead in The Account. Does anyone remember that? Anyway,
I don't remember.
I can look it up for you.
that's fine, but like I don't know, the movie just it's one of those Randy Jackson moments where like it's a no for me, dog. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna fly. By the way, Frey Girl says Keanu Reeves is one of my crushes. Hey, you're not the first person to admit that, Frey Girl. I'm just throwing that out there.
It was Anna Kendrick.
See, I remember my fun facts, guys. I'm getting better at this. By the way, Christy Carbonero says vampires were my first love.
Nice.
Does that mean you had an interview with the vampire when you were younger?
Woo! I see what you did there.
Anybody have that interview with a vampire? Anybody remember that movie? Anyway,
Hey, Chris.
thank you, Wilhelm Scream. Let's see here. Frey Girl says I loved the film The Accountant. Okay, that's fine. I didn't really like it all that much. I thought it was but hey, to each their own. And Frey Girl says yes, that's what I was referring to. Okay.
So kind of go back here. So it wasn't Shane Black, it was Scott Buck. That was the showrunner for Iron Fist.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's my fault. I said the wrong name. But
that was a different person.
Yeah, he's also responsible for 6 Feet Under, Rome, Dexter, Everybody Loves Raymond, Coach, and the Oblongs. But he was also the guy who was the showrunner on Inhumans and Iron Fist. And the whole thing was him trying to bring it in under budget, so then that way he could, they could save money. In turn, he made the properties terrible. So I mean, like there's no reason that you failed with Iron Fist. Why are you going to give him Inhumans? And they gave him Inhumans and made it like it was just bad. Anyways, go back to Blade because
what isn't bad is this movie known as Blade, which turns 25, and this is what we are watching / celebrating here on at Nerd Culture Channel. Don't forget to like and share this with all of your closest friends. If you want to queue up your copy on a physical media or what is known as a streaming service as well, you're more than welcome to watch the movie along with us. Kenny Boy, where are we at in the film?
We're at I'm at timestamp 23 and 5 seconds. He is in this ominous shop.
Yeah.
Right? Getting his serum.
Right.
There you go. So that's where we are on the movie. Feel free to queue up your copy there and watch the movie along with us. If you have any thoughts about this movie, maybe the franchise as a whole, what do you want to see from Blade moving forward? What are some of your favorite Blade storylines in the comics? Favorite artists, favorite writers that were, featured as a creative team for the Blade character? Let us know any and all those thoughts. Drop them, I guess, in the comments section below, because we would love to hear from you. And I want to take this opportunity to thank our panelists for being with us on this special presentation, because we're only 25 or so minutes into this movie, and boy, do we have some thoughts. But I've enjoyed every single one of them, because you learn something new every day on these shows, and this is why we do this. This is why we love coming together as a community and celebrating these properties or characters, because maybe we're going to learn something that we didn't know before, right? So I tell you, it's a thing of beauty.
So
Karen Jensen has awakened from her coma.
Still so hot. All right.
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
Yeah, but we were talking about other things through the introduction to Stephen Dorff's character. So.
Oh yeah, Deacon Frost. Yeah.
Deacon Frost. And you just see his level of arrogance and just kind of, his level of how he thinks.
His level of tolerance is very low.
Well, there's that, but he believes that he is greater than some of these vampires on the council that were born vampires, whereas he was turned.
The purebloods.
Right.
Yeah.
He hates both sides, humans and vampires.
We should be ruling humans, not making back alley treaties with them.
He calls them cattle.
Right. You know, I mean, for Pete's sake, Eli, these people all are food, not our allies.
I like the introduction to the sword. Just kind of
Oh.
like you're just like, oh, what is this? And then the blades pop out.
Yeah, just because it turns the little thingy bobber there.
Yeah.
Ching. Which that's going to play an even bigger factor later on in this movie when it comes to that sword.
Oh, foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing. Yeah, you're welcome. By the way, you're welcome for that. By the way, I'm just throwing it out there. But it's.
You know what's funny? Going back to Reeves, I just thought of something. This movie
Yes.
predated The Matrix by 1 year, right?
1 year, yes.
There's a lot of Matrix, like the part when he jumped off the building.
Yes.
The girl.
Jumps off the
Very
building.
Matrix-like. The color scheme, the dark.
The trench coat flying.
Yeah, it's interesting.
There's a
Like,
lot
I'm
of
like,
that.
oh.
There's a lot of that. There's a lot of visual like storytelling that
Aesthetics.
like for example, we're watching the film muted,
Yeah.
right? But even if you were to kill the sound and watch it at home on your own, like you can still and feel what's going on, right?
You
A
see
lot
the
of the muted colors when Blade is on screen and he's interacting with like the supporting characters, Blade still feels like he stands out from everyone, right? And then when he's fighting the vampires, we get that like blast of like warm color, right? Like we see it when he's in the archives, right? Because of the color of the warm paper. We see it when he's wearing the short jacket because it's got that red on the inside,
right?
And later on when they're in the temple, like that's an intentional thing. Like in the Matrix, for example, when they're outside of the Matrix, it's this really cold tint.
Yeah.
But inside the Matrix, it's that green tint.
Right.
You know what I like about the character Blade? Like right now, we just saw him get the serum to keep him from completely turning. He's a pretty badass character. He seems very like cold and calculating, but he has a lot of love for Whistler, like a father.
His Whistler is basically his father.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of cool. You got this character that looks like he doesn't give a. I'm allowed to curse, right? You know what? And then he has this father figure, and when he was like getting the serum, like he's holding his hand because of the pain. I always found that interesting. Kind of like Batman, right? He has a family, but he says he's a loner, but he's surrounded by family members.
Yeah, it's not about here on this show anyway. It's not. I don't have friends. I got family. So
family.
Isn't that right? It's about family. Yeah, right. It was about family the first 7 movies, and then after that, it was about making billions of dollars.
Oh.
Yeah, nice work there, Vinny boy. Yeah, no, you're not doing it right.
Things don't need to make sense when you got family.
No, they don't. Especially when you have every single person who's murdered a family member of yours at the dinner table at the end of each movie to say, hey, you may have murdered Han and Gal Gadot and Brian O'Connor and all these other characters, but listen, you're still family to me, man. You can come over for Thanksgiving. It's no problem. No, that's not how reality works, Vinny boy. But you got problems.
So, want to know a secret? I never seen any of those movies. Not one.
I stopped after like 5.
Okay, all right.
I love this scene.
Oh, so where am I supposed to go?
Where he's like, it's still heavy, right? And he's like, but you're so big.
You're so big.
That means 2 things.
Yeah, so heavy. We are so big. Anyway, what I was about to say was, Eli, listen. Some of the movie, listen, I stopped after 7. Okay.
Wow.
But if you want a decent marathon on your hands for the franchise, it's about family. At least in the early parts, it was. And listen, some people are gonna say that I'm wrong about this, and listen, to each their own, because I've ranked these movies before. Watch 1, 2, and 3, skip 4, and then watch Fast 5, and then Fast and Furious 6, and then and if you want to watch Furious 7 to see how they wrap up Paul Walker's storyline before he tragically, by the way, passed away, go ahead and do it. But if I were you, I would just watch 1, 2, and Tokyo Drift, then watch 5 and 6, and you're good. You don't need to watch the rest.
Tokyo Drift was a prequel anyways, so.
It was, but it's still a good movie. It's still a good movie. I think Tokyo Drift, to a certain degree to this day, is underrated. So, and hey, I should know because I had the pleasure of sitting down and talking with the gentleman who played DK, Drift King in Tokyo Drift, Brian T, at a convention a couple years ago, and he's one of the coolest dudes on the planet. So, and yes, he did sign an 8x10 of himself as DK from Tokyo Drift. I was happy about that. So, what's it? Brian T, if you're watching or listening to this, 2 thumbs up, brother. You're cool. I look forward to seeing you again at a convention someday because I'd like to talk to you more, not just about that movie, but some of the other stuff that you've done and et cetera, et cetera. But,
I love that they set her up as bait. Like it's basically like we know they're gonna follow you and they want
you
job.
exposed to them.
Yeah,
one way or another, someone's gonna take you out. If you want to see yourself live another day, you'll be out by nightfall.
This just reminds me of the scene, like a couple scenes from now.
Yeah.
Well, they told me it would stop vampires. Vampires?
Who said I was a vampire?
Nobody.
Dude, and he just shows up out of nowhere. Right. That was so good.
He's not a vampire. He's a familiar.
Vampire wannabe. Yeah, it's
vampire wannabe.
Dude, the way they set up this world just in this one movie alone is incredible. Because we've never seen anything like this before.
Yeah.
You know? And Kenny, you kind of brought that up earlier. We haven't really seen some of these things or sequences that have taken place in this movie before, and that's what makes it so good. And stylish because the whole trench coat and the whole 9 with his weapons and stuff. That's a heck of an outfit. That's just awesome. At least in my opinion.
He firmly lives in like the cyberpunk rave.
What's that? Walkman.
Do you guys know what he intended for this franchise?
Who?
Wesley.
To have it. No. What did he intend for it?
So.
I'm curious now.
Blade 1 and 2 were part of the original plan.
Right. Yeah.
By part 3, it was going to be the distant future where the vampires won.
That's right. I remember that.
The vampires won, and he's still the Daywalker, right? But he's much older.
Oh, no way.
So the premise that he had for the original trilogy, he's now doing in those books that he's publishing.
No way.
That's Blade.
These books are out now? What he originally intended for the
Blade franchise. It's called something different now. I forget the name of the book series.
Send me the name of the or if you find it, put the link in the comments here of the show because I'd be curious to read those, man.
Yeah, dude.
I want to read some Blade comics. I'd be down to read.
It's like a post-apocalyptic,
dystopian.
It's like a dystopian future of the Blade franchise.
Dude, I'm down for that.
And it's actually set up at the end of this movie.
Yeah, I forgot it was like the studio that was like, well, maybe we should bring in Dracula.
No, he's not even called that in the movie. He's called Drake. It's called Drake in the third.
Well, Drake. He was still. They still made references to him.
Well, yeah, they did say Dracula because Ryan Reynolds is like, hey, you remember this comic book, Tomb of Dracula? Yeah, no, that was you basically playing Deadpool in a Blade movie. It's literally.
But that's the thing is that movie is what made Fox executives believe that he could be Deadpool if they ever made a Deadpool movie.
Oh, really? Well, then
he tells the story. He tells the story about it.
5 years later, he was for me anyway, the right version of Deadpool in X-Men Origins Wolverine because at the end of it, he got his mouth sewn shut, and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to hear Wade Wilson speak ever again.
Yeah, and that's not the right version of Wade Wilson.
I know. For me, I can enjoy it because I'm not a Deadpool fan. Sorry, come at me in the comments.
I obviously am because look at my name.
Yeah, I know. I see what you did there.
How can you not be a Deadpool fan?
Because I'm not. I don't like it. I don't like
the character.
Like the
sarcasm. He doesn't like the.
I don't. I'm dead serious. I don't care for Deadpool at all. I do not like that character.
He was always my favorite comic book character.
Which is fine. Listen, to each their own. We've all been there. We've had this discussion numerous times. Like, I will die on the hill of Superman and Batman and some other I like Daredevil. Like, I will die on the hill of some other characters, but I'm not willing to die on anyone's hill when it comes to Deadpool. I'm sorry, it's not happening. It's just not. It's not my cup of tea.
The book series is called Talon of God.
Ooh.
Talon of God by Wesley Snipes.
Interesting. I gotta look this up, man.
I'm writing that down right now.
Write that down. Yeah, Kenny. Feel free to remind me of that in the DMs, and feel free to send me a link to that too, or whenever.
Absolutely, yeah.
If you feel so inclined. Oh, those two people who were following Karen Jensen here just now, I honestly thought, like, in the first time I saw this movie, I'm thinking, yeah, they're coming after
familiars
because they're getting dangerously close to her, like dangerously.
You guys like, how you doing?
And they're like staring at her in the elevator like she farted.
Yeah. And, well, I don't know about that, but anyway. And then she walks out of the elevator. They're coming right at her, but then she turns around and they all of a sudden they go into a door like 3 doors down. Was it 2 doors down? I think it was 2 doors down. And I'm thinking, were those familiars or just people that were or no, they were familiars, but they were. I honestly thought they were going to like trap.
Reconnaissance, maybe.
But it didn't happen.
No.
I'm just saying. And now she's packing up her bags, taking the advice of Blade, saying, "Hey, I'm out of here. I'm going to leave. I'm not going to come back." Right?
Mm-hmm.
She hears a little bit of a noise in that apartment of hers. I wonder what's going on. I'm curious. Hi there.
Here he is.
Whoa. I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm sorry. Police officer. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. The front door was open. What are you doing in here? Oh, I'm just here. I'm doing a routine check. I'm Officer Krieger, 42nd Precinct. You're Karen Jensen, right? Every outfit that she wears, still styling and profiling, man.
Mm-hmm.
Looks good. I'm telling you. What happened to the other doctor I
I
was
guess
with?
he was one of your crushes too, Ryan.
No, well, when I first saw the movie, I wasn't thinking of that. I was just focusing on the storyline. But when I look back
I
on
think
it,
we're
yeah.
all teenagers. We're always thinking of that. We just don't
Well,
know.
I mean, you know, I thought she was cute.
Oh, here's the thing.
Like garlic?
Man, I was fresh out of high school when I saw this movie.
Once
Like,
again, age is just a number, Kenny. Don't worry about it. What is this, garlic?
Yeah.
Well, he said it would work against vampires. Who said I was a vampire? No one.
Nobody.
Nobody.
I love when he kicks his.
Oh man, he kicks him right into the post.
Yeah.
He's a
The way Wesley sort of like Dragon Ball Z teleports into the room.
Yeah, he does.
He does. He does, Kenny, doesn't he? Doesn't he?
You just instant transmission into the room. Just like
Wait a minute. You used me as bait? Get over it.
Get over it. I love how he's just trashing her house with the guy.
Is that all that really necessary? Yeah, it is, because he's a bad guy. He needs to be punished. Cliff, vampire.
it's funny. This just makes me think of like my favorite Blade line of all 3 movies, and it's in the second movie
Oh, it's in the second one?
when he goes. It was
What does he say?
one of the vampire like counter hunters tries to. It was Ron Perlman's character was like trying to like do something against him. He goes, "Sissy." And that's it.
Yeah.
That's the best line.
Do you blush?
Now you're robbing him. You're gonna rob me too? How do you think we fund this organization?
We're not exactly
There's some good lines in here, man. I keep forgetting how many good ones there are. It's a fake. It's a fake watch. Looks like our
David
friend-
Goyer wrote this, right?
Yes.
David, dude, a very
David S.
young,
Goyer
up
wrote
and coming
this.
at the time. David S. Goyer, yeah. Yeah.
He worked at Dark Knight too. The Dark Knight.
Well, he co-wrote
Batman
he co-wrote
Begins?
all the scripts, right, Phil? Was it all Dark Knight?
Yes. He also co-wrote the
was the
first
other-
Suicide Squad.
Oh wow.
Wait,
Yeah,
was
that's
it
right.
The
That's right.
David Ayer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which apparently that was not the version that either of them wanted to come out. So
No, it wasn't.
Oh,
But hey, I still enjoyed it. So hey,
that's why right now everybody's pushing for the Ayer cut of Suicide Squad.
which I'm fine with, because if you give
I'd
us
be
the
down
Ayer
for that.
cut, listen, if you give us the David Ayer cut, then I want to see the Joel Schumacher cut of Batman Forever.
It exists.
I'll watch them both.
Okay, because
I'll watch them
Eli,
both.
I'm gonna watch both of those cuts, man.
Yeah, it exists.
Well, then why aren't they gonna? They need to put it out.
They're
there.
not going to put it out because they said that they don't want to ruin. They don't want to change what was like already out and all this other stuff. Warner Brothers doesn't want anything to do with it. But how I know it exists is because
Kevin Smith has a copy
Kevin
of it.
Smith has a copy of it,
Yeah, which
and he's
Kevin,
talking about how good it is.
Kevin,
I had
want to
I had a combo
Kevin, I
about
want to
that.
see that cut, man.
He's played it, but he plays it at like events, and people have to go to his events to see it.
Well, Kevin, if you're
Ooh.
watching this, which I know that you are because you love nerdy content, why don't you come over here to the East Coast in North Carolina for me, man? Do me a favor.
No, he plays it in Jersey, man.
Well, have him come down here. Come on.
He has a
We're in North
movie theater. He
Carolina.
owns a movie theater in New Jersey.
Yeah, Red Bank, right?
Yep, in Red Bank.
Yeah,
Man.
I've been to his comic shop.
Yeah.
Christy Carbonero says, WTF about Deadpool? Laugh out loud. Unreal. I'm out. Listen, Listen, I do
You
not
insulted
speak.
her, bro.
I do not. Oh, she says laugh out loud. Just kidding. Okay, Christy, don't
She's
scare
not.
me like that. That's number one. Number two, I do not speak for the entire fan community of Deadpool because Deadpool has his fair share of fans, and that's fine. It's just that he doesn't work for me. That's all it is. Gosh almighty. It's one character, guys. It's one character.
The scene that's happening right now.
Okay.
I love that fast forward where you're seeing
Yeah.
everything going on, and you see
Yeah.
the poor girl getting her fucking neck eaten out.
The language barrier. But anyway.
It's an R-rated movie, bro.
It is. It is. By the way, wasn't that scene replayed earlier, a couple years ago in the not this one, but one that before that. What's his face? Eddie Murphy did that movie Vampire in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Was there a scene like that where he was like necking the girl?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So plenty of vampire movies have done it. I'm just saying, by the way, not that I'm condoning what they're doing, but I'm just saying like that sequence of people like vampires with long hair, like necking on other people as victims. That's been portrayed in other movies.
Yeah, it's a good aesthetic, right? Because it feels like a drape over like something that feels occult. You know what I mean?
There are worse things outside the vampire. Yeah, like what?
Okay, again, super just dope thing that he does, like me, and then puts the sword out and drops it.
Yeah.
Drops it right back in there.
Because he's obviously grabbing the blade from the bottom and then setting it in place, but it's like it looks so dope the way he does it.
Yeah.
Safety's off. Rounds already packed. Silver hollow points. You aim for the head of the hog. Yep. Even his arm, even his outfit with this, what is it? The jacket and stuff. Like even the jacket is cool. It's one of those puffer jackets, right? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Is that am I reading that right?
It's kind of a what is that? That looks like an aviator.
Yeah, aviator. Thank you. I was trying to think of the right word, Kenny, but I just couldn't think of it at the time. By the way, who wants to sit in a club and listen to this? I can't. No, this isn't. I'm sorry.
J-pop is a thing. J-pop is a thing, man.
It is.
Well, I can't listen to it.
You got to check their laptops, I guess.
I can't listen to this. I just can't. Like people sitting there with shades on in a nightclub. You're trying to look cool. It's not working. I don't understand people who wear shades in clubs at night. I don't get that. I don't get it.
I wear my sunglasses at night, so I can.
I don't.
So I can.
Maybe blind, huh?
He's from Corey Hart, man.
Oh, Corey Hart, thank you. I was wondering who sang that. I keep forgetting.
Oh, finds him again. Beats his ass.
Krieger, where you at, man? Where's Krieger? Oh, he's in the back. Hey, get out of here, man. We're in the kitchen. Where's the entrance? I can't tell you that, man. By the way, speaking of I can't tell you stuff, what we can tell you is that you are witnessing greatness in the form of Blade's 25th anniversary celebration here at Nerd Culture Channel. Gentlemen, Kenny, where are we at in this movie, timestamp-wise?
We are
43 minutes.
Yeah, about 43 minutes in.
Thank you.
And our cop familiar is being interrogated.
I told you, it's in the fridge.
And getting slammed around in the kitchen real nice.
By the way, his part is so small, but yet he's good. I like the guy who plays Krieger. I like him.
He makes a great punching bag.
You tell him it's open season.
Oh, he does that.
Kids.
He got mushed.
Now, I do love the inclusion of this character, the big blob vampire.
Oh, that would be Pearl.
Pearl.
Yeah,
Pearl.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's a nice break from things being so dark and serious.
Yeah.
Right.
But then it gets really violent here too.
That was
yeah. Oh,
we get
Vampires got Ryan.
Oh shoot!
I know, right? That happens every now and then. No. If you guys are familiar with the show, every now and then he disappears. It's fine. It's okay.
It's
you don't think Pearl gave some kids nightmares?
He's in the shadows, stalking everybody else while we're trying to watch
Pearl.
I think what I liked about Pearl was the fact that it was the androgynous aspect of Pearl.
Yes.
You know,
because I could never tell, even growing up and then going back and watching the movie again. It's a very asexual character.
Yeah,
very non-binary character, right? Like it's just because, like, you know, it leans male, but then there's also like a female aspect to the character itself. So it's kind of like, you know,
But
we haven't seen Pearl yet.
But it wasn't something that didn't make sense, right?
Right.
Because Pearl is so like big, right? And like there's like, not to fat shame anyone, FYI, but there's like big people, like big men, right, that don't have the robust voice, and it almost feels like they have like that falsetto. You know what I mean?
Right. The voice, but even then, the voice was it was enhanced. So, I mean, like you can tell,
of course,
like somebody like me who you know, I used to be in the music industry and things like that, so I can pick up on like that kind of stuff. And Pearl's voice, at certain points, you can hear the enhancement in the voice where they pitched it up. So,
gotcha. Now, I don't think I could sleep comfortably in a bed that would open and close like this.
A coffin?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I could.
It is his mother, though.
We thought Pearl got you, Ryan.
No. Pearl didn't.
You had to
kill
feed
me.
him, I guess.
No, it wasn't Pearl. I whatever. I had to step out for a moment, but that's neither here nor there. What is important is that Christy chimes in. Christy says, "If you're a gamer, Suicide Squad Kill, I believe the Justice League game is coming out soon."
It got pushed back again.
No. Actually, February.
Yeah, it got pushed back again, which I'm okay with that. If it means that a better game is going to come out, I'm fine with them pushing it back. So
it's actually the month of February is when that game is supposed to come out. Sorry, so not that soon. Okay, well, thanks for the heads up, Christy.
It was supposed to come out at the same time as Gotham Knights originally, and Gotham Knights definitely got pushed out too fast. So
it did.
There's a ton of games and movies that are pushed out too fast, and they turn out badly. So that's not the first time we've heard these types of announcements from executives at studios. And by the way, pay your actors and your writers what they're worth, okay?
Yes, please.
Because I got to be honest, the longer this drags on, the more I'm getting tired of these big wigs getting richer. So pay the actors, pay the writers, pay the people who work tireless hours behind the scenes to make these movies and TV shows that we love so much come to life. So do us a favor, end the strike, pay these people what they're worth, each and every penny, each and every one of them, and let them go back to work so we can get some new content. No, don't get me wrong. We still got plenty of things to keep us busy in the meantime, but still, give the people who work countless hours to put this content out what they're worth. Because I've seen the screenshots of residual checks. I've seen the screenshots of conversations that have been had with people, and I'm telling you, it's ridiculous what they're doing.
Yeah.
So
the amount of times, like the amount of rants that I've gone on our show, on the Tuesday show, because we covered the strike, right? So
you do, okay.
And I get into just really kind of angry rants because I'm just kind of at this point I'm upset.
Tired of it.
These kind of like rich big wigs just decide that, hey, we can continue being rich and getting these bonuses, but we're not going to pay people what they deserve. You know, like
so stupid.
Yeah.
At least in my, By the way, Pearl, your history.
Pearl,
the grace to die with some flippin' dignity. With this bloodsucker.
And he just killed Krieger.
Congratulations, Blade. You've been looking for me. I'm flattered. It'll pass. Frack.
Yeesh.
What is that?
There's YouTube. There's a UV
Biscuit
lamp.
boy is a UV lamp. We're going to play a little game of 20 questions.
Biscuit boy.
By the way, Eli, I see that your co-host is no longer in the studio. Are they all right?
He's all right. He's fighting some vampires.
Okay, that's fine. Let him be. let him be the daywalker on the other side of the studio. I don't mind that, by the way.
That's why it's so dark in our house.
That's why it's so dark. Well, hey, look at the bright side. At least you got the Blade background behind you, which I like, by the way. Look at that background, guys. He's got a cool background. Look at that.
I like it.
It's got two blades there. Woohoo! There it is. What was I going to say? Yes, great background. I wish I had that. Anyway, we can find that on Google Images because Google has everything. By the way, let's see here. Christy Carbonero chimes in. She says, "Ask Eli. I wear sunglasses inside. Laugh out loud."
You wear a vampire too.
Does Christy wear sunglasses inside?
She's a vampire too.
She is. Okay. Well, Christy, thank you for bringing that up in the chat. By the way, Christy has a question for the panel here. She says, "Does anybody remember Once Bitten?"
With Jim Carrey?
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen the movie yet, but I've seen the thumbnail for it because it's streaming for free on Tubi right now.
Yeah.
It's probably a reason why it's streaming for free.
Very young Jim Carrey.
Again, the one-liners in this movie, because when she's done right here, he moved.
Yeah. By the way, has anyone seen Once Bitten? And if you have, is it worth me watching on Tubi?
It's a very cheesy movie.
Is it? It is.
Yeah.
So is that a no? Don't watch it?
I mean, it's free on Tubi.
Yeah, that's true. I could just stream it. All right. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
And then Christy goes on to say, what is this? Another favorite of mine is Vampire in Brooklyn. Is badass. You mentioned that before. Yes, I did, Christy. Yes, movie. I did. Because Eddie Murphy wrote, produced, and starred in that movie, I think. So
yeah.
It's very Dracula because the whole thing is like, he comes on the ship, everybody on the ship is dead.
Mm-hmm.
And that just reminds me of the whole scene in the book with the Demeter, which again,
the movie just came out too, The Last Voyage of the Demeter,
which they took a one line in the book and made an entire movie out of it. So I'm kind of excited to see that. I'm going to.
Some friends of mine have chimed in. They said it was actually pretty good.
Yeah, so, I'm planning on seeing it.
Okay. Well, when you do, let us know how it is.
Absolutely.
Drop me a line. Let us know how The Last Voyage of the Demeter. It's any good. So Blade and Karen Jensen are looking in the archives, Book of Erebus, seeing some old school vampire texts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, there's this itty bitty little noise, and I think it's a little girl who's roaming around the library there.
She's also a freaking ninja.
Yeah.
She's
by the way, how old is this girl? Like 10 years old, 12?
She's
probably about 12.
So maybe 13.
She's about 13, 14, but she's a legit martial arts champ.
Oh, she is?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Wait, like in real life or just as
in real life?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Do you know her name? Look at this.
What is it? Ebony Adams.
And then she kicks it.
Ebony Adams. Okay.
She whoops Ebony Adams with an eye.
Oh. Hola, amigo. Whoa, look at this girl go. And she's giving Wesley a run for his money.
Yeah.
My God. Punched him into a text wall.
Glass.
Yeah. All kinds of glasses. Boom. Whacks her down. There you go. Ooh, throws the guy into another piece of glass. There you go. Oh.
More glass for your ass.
Give it to him, boys. Give it to him. And Christy is giving us smiley emojis in the chat. There you go, Christy.
I think she likes people going through glass.
I don't know. Maybe she does. Maybe she doesn't. Christy, let us know what the emojis do if you want.
Got him back with a garrote
or something like that. Thank you.
This guy plays a martial arts henchman in everything.
Big sticker.
You took my hand, man. Remember that? Don't worry. It's cool.
Got a new one.
I got a new one. You think I'll ever play piano again? You can slice him, you can dice him, but the Quinn man just keeps on coming. Check it out. I got this big sticker.
This hand scene is very Lost Boys.
You're a Blanco priest.
Absolutely is very Lost Boys.
Yeah.
I mean, Quinn and his crew in general are very Lost Boys.
Yeah. Especially with the trench coats, man. Or the coats, I should say. Like the leather, you know what I mean? Like the leather, the biker look.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, stay alive for me, sweetness. I'm not finished with you yet. Ooh, looky here. Silver. Must have cost you a pretty penny. Nice craftsmanship, huh? Man, Donald Logue, he's been in so much, man, in his career. So much. A lot of it, some of it's been comic book properties.
I think a lot of it's been comic book properties.
Yeah, I think it has, hasn't it?
It has.
He was also in the TV series that only lasted 3 episodes. That should have lasted a lot longer. It was on FX. I think it was called Stray Dogs. Where he played like a private eye. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That was a good show, man. It only lasted 2 minutes, but actually, if you want to get technical, Blade, I owe you 2. Oh, what's so funny, Bright Eyes? Unexpected company. See, he comes prepared, man. Blade's been the lone wolf for like the first half of this movie, but you realize he's not alone. He never really is.
Whistler's here to ruin everything for everybody.
Don't you think, Phil? Blast right through the walls there. Look at that wall, man. That wall is dead. Catch you suckers at a bad time.
I love that Ryan knows the TV version of the lines.
Yeah.
Well, I have the closed captioning on, so I know the real lines, but I'm trying to be family friendly on this broadcast.
Melon farmer.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just saying.
Because this movie was on TBS for like ever.
Yeah, but you know how TBS is, right? They edit it heavily.
That's what I was saying. You got the family-friendly lines.
Every movie
they
that's
bleep it, or
ever
they
been
put
on network
stupid words?
television is heavily edited.
I hated watching TV edited when I
Well,
was
hey,
hated it,
you know,
hated it.
but here's the thing, though. I remember this movie was featured on TNT and TBS numerous times.
Yes.
Even the edited versions, even though they were edited, yes, but it was still fun to watch them on TBS and TNT if you were there on a Thursday night and you had nothing better to do, right?
VHS.
True.
VHS.
Somebody get me a wheelchair.
Somebody get me. I'm getting too old for this. By the way, what we're not getting too old for is for you who may be watching or listening to this. We are celebrating the greatness that is the comic book movie known as Blade, turning 25, starring Wesley Snipes and Stephen Dwarf, Chris Christopherson, among many other fine actors and actresses. If you want to queue up your copy on what is known as a physical media or a streaming service, watch this movie along with us. Share your thoughts about this movie or the movies in general or the Blade comics. I'm very curious to hear your thoughts on the Blade comics in the comments, in the live chat. Whether you are joining this live or on the replay, we thank you for being here. And once again, do not forget to like and share this with every single person that you know. Kenny Boy, where are we at in this film?
We're about 55-40. So they're making the big escape through the subway.
Which this subway is way faster than any other subway sequence I've seen in a movie.
Hell yeah.
I mean, this is faster than the subway sequence in Die Hard with a Vengeance, and that's one of my favorite action movies of all time.
Absolutely.
Does anyone remember that, by the way? Die Hard?
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
It's one of my, by the way, that was my first Die Hard movie I ever saw.
Really?
Yeah,
Which
I saw
one?
everything. Remember, Kenny, I told you this before. I think I may have told you the story before, but I've seen every movie franchise backwards.
Yeah.
I see the
Just
sequels
pick
first,
half
and then I go back
and
and see the original cuts. You know what I'm saying? So, oh, look, he gets his blade
Yep.
back. And, hey,
He got
his
disarmed.
arm off
Cut his
again.
other arm off.
He cut his other arm off. He's like, you freak. We need him alive. But then he's like, I got my arm cut off. I'm leaving. By the way, who's the female blonde? What's her name? I don't even know her character name.
She's I think she's
wanna say
like
her
a
name's
model.
Raquel. Yeah, I want to say her character's name is Raquel.
Raquel, is that it?
Yeah.
Because she and the Vamps are moving awfully quick.
She loves light colors. Everyone else wears dark. She wears white.
That's true. Yeah, she wears a
And
different
right
kind
here.
of outfit. Than
Yeah, I love this. Like,
my shoulder's dislocated.
Oh, I've done
and then
that.
she looks two different places and just like.
Never been freaking.
It's like, hey, you relocated my arm. I'm going to do the same for you. Your arm got dislocated.
Is that even a real thing?
Yeah, it is. Happened to me. It is.
What, the shoulder thing?
Yeah, freaking on a ride when we were kids.
Really?
Donny Park. One of them, I popped this thing down. I just popped it back in. Every time I see it, I get like freaking.
Ugh.
Like
That's
I'm surprised it still works for the most part.
Jeez.
What,
by the
what
way-
was the infamous amusement park in Jersey? I'm forgetting the name.
Action Park.
Action Park.
The
The infamous.
They have the
infamous.
documentary and everything.
The
I know.
infamous.
Listen, cause I grew up in Rockaway in Queens.
Okay.
And I used to, every summer, I would see the commercials for Action Park, and it was always typically on par with like going to Six Flags, right, off of the Jersey Turnpike.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And everything looks so like cool, you know what I mean? And for a long time, I regretted never going to Action Park until I saw the documentary. I'm like, okay, they saved my
Good thing
life.
I didn't go to Action Park. Like, just
Good thing I didn't go to
know.
Action
I
Park
wasn't
because I'm
surprised that
safer
was where it
going to
happened.
Jurassic Park, or I'm safer with the Foot Clan
You're safer
coming
with
at me with
them,
a bunch
yeah.
of axes, because the only thing safe in the woods will be the trees. Please tell me I'm not the only one who remembers that line,
Of
Eli.
course.
Come on.
Of course.
The only thing safe in the woods will be the trees. By the way, our good friend Christy is saying, I'm just happy to be here in this live stream. Well, Christy, we are happy that you are
Happy to
with
have
us
you too.
because
Indeed.
this has been a heck of a wild ride. And then she goes on to say, Christy says, Ryan, you are super silly. Hey, I was born with a sense of humor. That's what I'm here for. And she also says, I'm dying over here. And I'm like, well, Christy, I can't help but say, what can I say except you're welcome? So there you go.
You're welcome.
There you go.
So the blonde vampire that's
Raquel, yeah.
I guess opposite to Stephen Dorff.
Stephen
Right,
Dorff.
the right hand woman, yeah.
Yeah, that's Arlie Jover.
Okay. Okay.
So in the movie, her name is Mercury.
Oh, Mercury.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
Mercury.
Okay. That's a heck of a name.
Raquel was Tracy Lords.
Oh, that's right.
Gotcha.
That was the first character that we see in the movie, which is in
Right.
the intro of the movie. Yeah. You know, it's funny how Whistler tells us about his family, and then apparently his daughter never really died. One of his daughters never really died because what's her face? Jessica Biel shows up in the third
Right.
movie.
But if you
Right.
remember in the third movie, she explains that she tracked him down like a couple years before that movie took place.
Yeah.
He didn't know that he
Oh.
existed. So,
So that's like
and she was also out of wedlock, so it wasn't one of the kids that died
so it wasn't one of the two daughters, it was a
Right.
child from another relationship.
from another
Okay.
relationship.
Because I'm thinking to myself, why would you show up? You're dead. I
Mhm.
mean, you died in the first movie. Let's see here. Who's this individual here in the chat? I don't know who this is. J Robin _83 says, "Who are these guys, especially that sexy man near Eli?" Are
Who's
you?
that?
I mean, are you referring to?
He's trolling himself.
Okay. Are you trolling yourself right now?
Well, no.
Oh, no, I'm looking at you, Phil. Is that you?
That's not me.
That's not you.
Not
Wait,
me.
who's trolling themselves? Someone trolling themselves? Eli, you're not doing this, are you?
His brother.
Oh, jeez. Man. All right.
His brother is apparently Goku Black. So I mean, you know,
Goku Black. Thank you. God. Never mind. That comment is neither here
It's
nor
like a
there.
sad part of the movie. We're all cracking up. We're cold-hearted melon farmers here.
Yeah, because Blade's, Chris Christopherson tells us a story about his family dying, and then Blade tells us his mom died. It's like every time I kill one of them suckers, I get one of my pieces of my life back.
she like straight up. bit it.
Oh, ouch.
Ah, you little, do you see the lifestyle that hurts you? I should put this stump right through your face. Face it, you were sloppy. You got what you deserved. Ooh, that's some nasty words there by Mercury. Let me take the scout, man. You took my hand again, man. Listen to me. I want him alive.
Maybe he survived at the beginning because he's a comedy
You've
relief.
been trying to kill this guy for years. Were you out of your mind? You want him alive? Big guy. Kenny, relax.
Be patient.
Be patient. I need you, bro.
We got a lot to do here. I need you.
Man, Deegan's so calm-headed about all this. He's so cool-headed about every facet of his plan, even when some things go to crap. I need
How many times? How many times you guys thought you saw Blade? Like, count.
How many times have I seen this movie?
I don't know. A lot.
I don't.
Yeah,
I
me
haven't
too.
seen it a whole
I can't.
lot.
I lost count. I don't know how many times.
All right, so Eli, you've seen it 1 billion times, so that's good for you.
think so.
You win the Guinness Book of World Records for that.
This is easily one of those
Spider-Verse, I
movies
seen
that I
30
can like.
How many times have you seen it,
I
Kenny?
can keep it on loop
Right.
Okay, so you've seen this like what, hundreds of times, if not thousands?
easily because I saw it a few times when it first came out.
Yeah, back in '98.
Then with an old girlfriend, she was a huge fan of this movie.
Ooh, okay.
So whenever I spent weekends at her house, like this was
movie night
on repeat, right?
Okay.
So this movie and 300
Another good.
Oh,
is
Zack
easily
Snyder. Yeah.
easily movies that I can watch over and over again and never be tired.
You put it on repeat, right?
Yeah, dude, 100%.
I'm with you on the Blade part. I've seen 300. I liked it. I haven't seen it in a long time, so I may have to sit back down and rewatch that one. 300.
Great
anyway,
movie.
Can't speak for Blade. I think I've only seen this movie like less than a dozen times. Like actually, I don't even think I've seen it a dozen times. I've probably only seen it like 8 times, maybe 6. I don't know, but it is one of my favorite comic movies. I mean, if hypothetically, and I think I sent all 3 of you gentlemen this link to the top 50 list where Blade was ranked number 38.
Yeah.
For me, if we were hypothetically, I don't know if I can make a list of 50 comic book movies. That would be incredibly difficult. But because 50 is a lot, like that's a big number. That to me is a bit of a too much undertaking.
I don't think that there's 50 out there.
No, there are. There's a lot of comic book movies that are based on. There's a lot of comic book movies that you probably don't know are based on comic books.
If we're
right?
making a list
That's
of comic
true.
movies that are released not only in theaters but direct to video, like the DC animated ones, then you can make a list of 50. But if we're just talking theatrically released movies, you can't make a list of 50. There's no way. But what I can tell you,
like I said, there's a lot of movies
try.
that are based on graphic novels that people don't realize.
That's true.
Men in Black is one of them.
Sin City.
Yeah, that's true.
Sin City's another one. I like both of them, by the way. I like Sin City 1 and 2. People throw Sin City 2 under a bus, but I like Sin City 2.
I love it.
Yeah. The Losers is actually a DC.
Yeah, The Losers. That's another one. Men in Black is a comic book movie. The Mask of Zorro is a comic
Road to
movie.
Perdition.
Red
Road
2.
to Perdition. Yeah, Road to Perdition is based on
Road to Perdition's a comic movie. Yeah.
History of Violence.
History of Violence.
That's a
Look,
great
everyone's
one.
saying it at the same time. David Cronenberg, everybody.
That's a great one.
History of Violence, which, by the way, I need to sit down and rewatch History of Violence because I have not seen that movie in years, Kenny. I haven't seen it in years. I got to sit my keister down and watch that.
That's a phenomenal film. I was just telling my wife about it the other day.
Really?
Such a good movie.
I got to sit down and rewatch that, bro. I got to get on that. But yeah, if we're gonna make a list of hypothetically, if I were gonna make a list of 50, or for me, it's easier to make a list of like 20 or 30 because 50 is just that's a plethora. But anyhow, if I'm gonna rank Blade in my top 30. It would be pretty high. Like it would be in the 25 for sure, if not the top 20. Because it's one you can go back to and rewatch, and plus the soundtrack makes it good, and the second part of that is the action is so good.
Yeah.
So I can rewatch that on loop and not get tired of it really. I'd probably put it in the top 20, maybe 25.
Yeah, Blade 1 and 2 for me would definitely be in my top 20 of comic book movies. Yeah.
Of comic
easily.
movies, yeah.
Easily.
You know what? We should sit down one day. Me, you, a few of the others. We should get some other people on this too. We should make either our own lists or do a vote or something like that. I don't know. Maybe we should make our own list, like top 30 favorite comic book movies.
I'm down.
We should do that. I think we should sit down and do that. You guys in for that?
Yeah, I'm done with that.
What about you, Phil? I know you've made countless lists in your time, but you want to make another one?
Always down for a good time, man.
All right. So I will put that in the idea box. I'm going to write it down. I'm going to put it down. I'm going to keep it up in this itty bitty little thing called a noggin. And we're going to try to put that in. Maybe we can do that before the end of the year because I'd be curious. That'd be a good way to wrap things up for me. So maybe we'll do it in December. Maybe we can do it in November. We'll do it before it gets too cray-cray for the holiday season. Maybe we can do it early November. I don't know. But listen, if this is something that you want to see, for those of you maybe watching or listening, if you want to know what the panelists and what Ryan's top 30 favorite comic book movies are, not just superhero movies, just comic movies in general, let us know your thoughts about that in the comments. If you like that idea, let us know that you want to see it because we will make it happen. I mean, one way or the other, we're going to make it happen anyway. Yeah. But like, if you want to see certain movies make that list, if you were making a list of 30 movies that are comic book related, comic book movies, what is on your list? And I'm asking you in the chat, I'm asking you, what movies would you put on that list? Is Blade going to make the cut? No pun intended. Would Men in Black be on there? Would you throw The Losers as one of the more underrated films on that list? Would you throw in 300 or Sin City? Would you throw in Will Eisner's The Spirit, even though a lot of people consider that never have happened? Hey, would you consider movies like The Phantom or
The Shadow?
The Shadow. What about The Shadow?
The Shadow's another one. Yeah.
The Shadow, would that make your list? Let us know in the comments. Be curious to hear your thoughts. And yes, DN, we know that Deadpool would make your flipping list. We know that Deadpool Part 1 and Part 2 would be on your top 30. The question is, are they number 1 and 2, or are they like number 3 and 6?
Mm-hmm. I mean, as much as you hate those movies, they did do other Marvel characters better than any other property has.
Okay.
I can agree with that.
The best Juggernaut we've gotten was in Deadpool 2.
I'll
the
take
best
X-Men
Colossus
3.
we've gotten. Oh hell no!
I'm kidding you. I'm kidding you.
The best Colossus we got has been the character in Deadpool. So I mean, like we've gotten. Oh, so you're gonna tell me that the
look? I know the guy in X2 and 3 didn't get a whole lot of screen time, but what we did get of him, I liked it.
But he's not better than the Colossus in Deadpool was literally the Colossus in the comic books.
Yeah.
But here's my question though.
He's a Boy Scout and he's a big metal man. So I mean, like.
But let me ask you this: did his sister make an appearance in Deadpool 2? Did his sister make an appearance? Because he mentions her in the X-Men cartoon. Does his sister make an appearance in that one?
No.
Nah, she was in New Mutants.
She was in New Mutants.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I got to sit down and watch New Mutants then.
Which, fun fact, the same actress is up in line to play Erica Slaughter for House of Slaughter.
Really?
For the live action adaptation of Something's Killing the Children.
Ooh, by the way, I heard Something's Killing the Children is one of the more popular comic book series right now.
Chef's Kiss.
I've never read it though. I haven't read it.
Oh, it's like a darker supernatural.
Okay. Maybe I'll sit down and read that.
It's so good. So
maybe
good.
I'll sit down and read that. I appreciate you bringing that up, Kenny. Because
So,
a lot of people
so
have been
good.
bringing that up a lot lately.
Yeah, Something's Killing the Children is excellent.
Something's killing the children. What isn't killing the children is this epic confrontation between the
guy.
Daywalker and Deacon Frost, who's holding a young, innocent girl hostage during this conversation.
Well, Deacon
I
Frost
love
is
the
wearing sunblock.
I love
Yeah,
the
right?
mascara
I need
line.
that.
You think
I love the
humans will
mascara
ever-
line in this scene. Your
You think-
mascara's running.
You think the humans who ever accept a half-breed like you, they're scared of you, and they should be. You're an animal. You're a freaking maniac. Look at them. They're cattle. Pieces of meat.
I've been called that.
What? Okay, we don't need to get into that, but what difference does it make how their world ends? Plague, war, famine, mortality doesn't even enter into it. We're just a function of natural selection, man. The new race. This is a great confrontation too, because this is the first time these two guys have seen each other in real life. Because every time it's been through a phone call or a video chat on a computer, which was long before something known as, what is it, like Skype and Google Hangouts and Google Meet and all that stuff was happening. What do you think? I'm stupid? No, Blade, you're not stupid. Speaking of which, where are we at in this movie here, Kenny?
We are at an hour and 11, possibly 12 minutes. And it's the scene where Blade is confronting Deacon Frost for the very first time. And Deacon Frost has this excellent monologue about how humans are beneath vampires. We're lower on the food chain.
We're just a function of natural selection, Kenny. We're the race. What do I get? Nothing but just like you said. Very few people can wear shades in a movie and look good, and Wesley Snipes is one of them. Because he wears them throughout most of this movie, honestly. And by the way, Kevin Murphy is here with us. He says the first movie I got for a new TV DVD player circa 1999 was this movie.
Good choice.
Wow.
Poor little girl.
Yeah, I
Turned into
know.
a woman when she fell.
She gets thrown through a. What
She
is that, a
grew.
bodega?
She got big when she fell. She got like 20 years old by the time she hit the floor.
Yeah, because she hit a bodega, man. By the way, Kevin Murphy, thank you for sharing that with us
She
because
flew through a whole bodega.
yeah, and she's still. Hey, Blade saves her in the end. Thank goodness, because he cares. You think Blade doesn't care, but he cares. He cares about the human race. He cares about Whistler.
He does.
Go home.
He just does it with a straight face.
It's simple. Why do vampires need to drink blood? Because their own blood can't sustain hemoglobin. Right, it's a genetic defect, just like hemolytic anemia. So we have to treat it with something known as gene therapy. Rewrite the victim's DNA with a retrovirus. They've been using it on something known as sickle cell anemia. Sure that's safe? I have no idea, but I don't have a choice, do I?
So one thing that I always enjoyed about vampire movies is the way they try to make vampirism plausible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And have you guys ever seen The Strain?
The
Strain? Yes.
Oh, you mean the TV series on FX?
The TV series,
With
yes.
Corey Stoll? No, I haven't seen it.
Really good.
Treat
Is it good?
yourself, Ryan.
Is it good?
Treat yourself.
was
Yes.
decent, yeah.
Okay.
That was Guillermo del Toro, right?
Was it
Yes.
GDT?
Yes.
Was it GDT? But
Yes.
Corey Stoll was the lead actor, right? Corey Stoll was your lead actor in that one.
Mhm.
Okay.
Just
Cool.
like Guillermo
Excellent.
did part 2.
Also based on a book.
Oh,
Mhm.
also based on a book. Okay. Is The Strain a comic book or just a regular book?
I believe it was a regular book.
Yeah,
It's
it's
on a
prose.
page. Okay, I got you.
No.
If it were a graphic novel, I would read it in a heartbeat.
But the way they explain vampirism in The Strain,
How is it?
very, very unique. Top
Is
tier.
Really?
Yeah.
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 I'm gonna have to
Oh,
look, I'm gonna have to look this up, man. Ooh.
It gives it more so of a sci-fi explanation,
Mm-hmm.
where it's more of a disease via Parasite
Yeah. Oh yeah.
than just like the unexplained mythological bite.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Like a former rabies or like a
Yeah.
That's interesting. All right. I know the strain was on for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I know it didn't last.
Oh, you can stream it now.
You can stream it, but it didn't last too long.
It ended though.
They
finished it.
Oh, they finished. Okay.
Yeah, it was.
Was it 4 seasons?
Was it 4 or was it 5?
It was like 4 or 5 seasons.
All right, I got to look that up. But
like
yeah,
4 or 5
the strain
seasons.
I'm familiar with because I saw trailers for it on FX because I was watching Justified at the time.
Okay.
Because Justified, I think, is one of the best TV series ever made. So if you've never seen Justified, Kenny keeps telling me you need to treat yourself. Well, Kenny, if you get a chance, you should treat yourself to Justified with my boy Timothy Oliphant. So
Somebody I went to high school with was an executive producer on that show.
Are you serious?
Ooh.
On
Yeah,
Justified?
so cool. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, I'm kind of jello of that. But anyway, I'm sorry. By the way, Kevin Murphy says in the chat, he says the Reapers that were featured in Blade 2, predecessors of the Strain worm vampires.
Yes.
Same guy. Guillermo.
I was gonna say
Guillermo
Guillermo del Toro was the one that came up with the looks on those characters.
Yeah, you did
Guillermo
both.
del Toro, like what I like, because I know that he only did 4 seasons because he didn't want to go past the books.
Right.
Because he I don't like you could go and like do more and do a whole thing where it's like let's create more characters, but he wanted to be true to the books, so he didn't go past the books.
I respect someone who's like that in the business of Hollywood, someone who knows when to start and knows when to end a story. That's smart people right there.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
So
when
here's the hard
someone that we know of, and believe me, you guys have probably seen this too, right? So when a little indie show called Supernatural was coming out, that creator, Eric Kripke, had a 5-year plan for that show, specifically for Supernatural, right? He puts that plan into action, 5 seasons of Supernatural, and he walks. The 5 seasons that I saw on television, I'm talking about Supernatural now on the CW, was great. I loved every minute of it. I enjoyed all 5 seasons of that. And then when the creator left, he says, hey, I'm done. My time's over. I'm going to move on to something else. You guys can be free to do what you want. The executives were like, well, we don't want to let you go with that 5-year plan because this show's such a hot ratings thing for the network. We're going to keep this going until it's blue in the face. Yeah, you kept it going for 15 freaking years, okay? Yeah. When someone has a 5, hey, it's like the movie Ghostbusters. When someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes. So when someone has a 5-year plan and they don't want to do any more, you say yes. That's fine.
You know what? What they could have easily done was, okay, let Supernatural be a 5-year show and then do spin-offs from there if you guys really want to keep it going.
Yeah, but we all know how that
and they had plenty of characters that they could have spun off with.
They're still talking about doing spin-offs of Supernatural right now.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Because I heard the Winchesters bombed.
Yeah. There's a couple of other shows that they've been talking about for the last couple of years. There's another one that popped up recently.
Oh, the Winchesters came and went. Remember that one? That came and went earlier this year.
Yeah.
The Winchesters only lasted 13 episodes? I think it was 1 season, and even that didn't last long. They were like, the show's not doing so well. We're going to axe it, but we're going to keep that Walker reboot with Jared going. I'm like, was anyone asking for Walker reboot? No, they weren't.
No, they just wanted to reintroduce Walker Texas Ranger.
And by the way, I made the mistake of watching a handful of episodes to see if that show would be any good. Yeah, that's 5 hours of my life I'm not going to get back. I'm sorry. Listen, Jared, I know you're watching this. I like you. I think you're a cool dude. I think Lindsey Morgan, who played Raven on CW's The 100, which is one of the best TV series ever made, it doesn't work. Walker doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Okay? Now walk away.
So,
anyway,
we got the sad part here and we're talking through the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I went on a weird tangent that made no sense whatsoever. There you go. So Blade is kind of going through a rough patch, right? Yeah. So his friend gets kidnapped, and his father figure just basically
gets bled out,
and he dies. And he uses Blade's gun to finish the job because if he does, he's going to come back as a vampire. And then 2 minutes later, but then 2 minutes later in the next movie, they retrocon that whole thing, which I thought was stupid. So whatever.
I mean, you could explain it in a way where he still shot himself, but maybe he didn't hit anything vital,
or he just shot up in the air, or just shot around,
or that.
Yeah, that too.
We didn't see the.
Yeah, we didn't see the shot. Yeah, you're right. We just
exactly.
heard it, Eli. You're right.
And it's like I tell my wife, because my wife is a big like Game of Thrones fan, right? And I, because like when she started getting into it, she was like distraught at the fact that no one had plot armor, right, for the majority of that show. And I'm like, listen, if you don't see a body, the death isn't confirmed.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I think that holds true here. We never saw the dead body.
Yeah, so that's how they retconned it in Blade 2. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Blade 2. Even though that movie came out, what?
It's my cancer, but they couldn't fix my damn leg.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
Now-
Blade 2 came out 4 years later.
Now we're about an hour and 20
Thank
into the movie right now, and this is the scene, the montage rather, where Blade is gearing up
For the one final run.
To take the Vampire Nation head on, right?
Yep, take out Deacon.
In this movie, right? And every time I see this scene, it makes me think of Punisher. Right? Like, doesn't this scene like have a whole Punisher vibe? Like him on the motorcycle and busting through the glass and with the shotgun. And
Kind of reminds me of that little indie film. What was it? Punisher Warzone with the late great Ray. By the way, Ray Stevenson, R.I.P. My friend.
Indeed.
I get to see his final performance.
Even the original with Dolph Lundgren.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've never seen the original. I've only seen the 04 with Thomas Jane, which I actually liked. And then Punisher Warzone, I liked it, not as much as Thomas Jane's version. And then this little guy known as John Berthal came up. And I'm thinking, yeah, that's Punisher. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Thomas Jane's version was cool, but my issue with that movie is it is kind of a departure from
the comic. You mean
from the comic version of the Punisher? The Punisher is a very, very brutal, very I wouldn't say sadistic because he doesn't enjoy it, but I mean like he's a very brutal character, right? That's why I liked Ray Stevenson's version because
Punisher
it was
Warzone. Yeah,
it was very much like the comic book, like you got that, a lot of that like comic
series.
Good cast too.
Oh yeah,
For,
Stevenson was
Warzone,
the
right?
person to play him,
Yeah, what was it? Ray Stevenson and I forget the guy who played Jigsaw. He's a very popular. He was in The Wire.
Dominic West. Yeah, Dominic something.
Yeah, Dominic West. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, so he was in that. Yeah, yeah. So for me, Punisher is like the TV. Well, the appearances that I saw of him in Daredevil season 2, and then it's Thomas Jane's film, and then I put Punisher Warzone as number. And I have never seen the Dolph Lundgren, nor do I think I want to. But
you never seen it, really?
I've never seen, dude. I've never even seen Dolph Lundgren's version of He-Man Masters of the Universe.
That one was hard to watch. I couldn't get through it.
Yeah, it's hard.
It is streaming for free on Tubi, though, Kenny.
Skeletor makes that whole movie worth the watch.
I was gonna say the same
that
thing.
was Frank Langella, baby.
Yes.
I am your evil master.
Yeah, Skeletor is the only saving grace in that entire film. And it's his performance. Like if his character looked better, then it might have been better. But I mean, like his performance was very Skeletor.
Listen, Frank plays that part like it's Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Really?
Okay.
Now you guys got me wanting to check it out on Tubi.
It is on Tubi, brother.
So
it's on Tubi.
Masters of the Universe is on Tubi.
I think that all of the Punisher properties up to this point, like displayed an aspect of Punisher, right? Like the Thomas Jane version, I think displayed the tactician.
I mean, I liked it.
In Punisher, right?
Yeah.
Warzone, I think Warzone speaks for itself. Like that was the upfront, violent, visceral nature of Frank Castle.
Yeah.
But I think the John Barenthal iteration of Punisher is closer to the comics.
Agreed.
Closest to the comics.
Agreed. I mean, because again, like there are aspects of it that aren't exactly like the comic, but I mean, you get the essence of the Punisher, which is what I want.
Right.
Like you get the brutality, you get the tactical nature. I like that they dive into PTSD. Especially me being a veteran. It's kind of a big deal for me, right? Like just for somebody to actually talk about something that is almost taboo to talk about. You know
what it is? John he shows off the sadness of the Punisher, the emotional aspect of being the Punisher. I think he does that very, very well.
Here's a precursor to the Punish or to Daredevil with the hallway scene.
Yeah, look at this, taking on two people at once. And by the way, Kevin Murphy's in the chat. He says earlier we saw what is known as a suit-up montage in the form of Matrix, The Terminator, movies like Commando, Punisher. By the way, I finally saw Commando for the first time a few months ago. I freaking love that movie, Commando, with Schwarzenegger. It's so good. But do me a favor, don't disturb my friend. He's dead tired. Kevin Murphy says it was in Tampa, FFS. What are you referring to? One of the movies or some of the events that take place? I'm not sure where you're going with that. I lived there when they shot it. Are you talking about The Strain, the TV series? It was filmed in Tampa? That's interesting. I don't know if you're referring to that or something else. And then Kevin Murphy goes on to say Dolph Lundgren's Punisher film is a pretty decent action movie, but not a good Punisher adaptation.
No.
Right.
It's 80s action cheese.
Yeah.
Oh, it's cheese, brother.
That's like the Hoff as
Nick Fury. Nick Fury,
Yeah.
Yeah. Did anyone see that David Hasselhoff movie? I never saw it.
I saw it.
I saw it once.
Not good.
Oh, it says Tom Jane Punisher film.
Yeah.
Was filmed in Tampa. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that whole movie takes place in Florida.
Yeah, you were there when they filmed that, Kevin? That's pretty cool, man, that you were there when they shot it. Cool.
Reveal. Mom's still alive.
Spoiler.
And she's hot.
Well, but I tell you,
not as hot as his little side girlfriend. That's not his girlfriend, but I mean,
that's Karen Jensen.
Karen Jensen. Well, I was trying to figure out how would you describe her character?
Okay, well, Eli, Sana Lathan is even hotter in the indie film Out of Time with Denzel.
Oh yes.
Have you seen Out of Time with Denzel?
Yeah.
Okay, dude, go back and rewatch that. That film is boss.
She was in Predator as well, right? Predator vs. Aliens.
Yeah, she was in the first AVP.
Oh, she was the female lead in AVP, Alien vs. Predator. That's right. Yeah, Sana Lathan was.
Nevada says.
And she was in Love and Basketball.
Sketchy Guy Nevada says, "What's up?"
Sup,
Sketchy Guy Nevada. Is that one of your friends there, Phil?
I believe so.
Giddy up, man. And then Kevin Murphy goes on to say, "Mom was hot in this movie." I mean, it is
still hotter.
I mean, it is a young, up-and-coming Sana Lathan, so yeah, I can get with you on that. What are you doing? I thought you'd be happy. You reunite with your mother and you act like this? Don't look so surprised.
Your world-famous serum. Give it a taste. You might like it.
You're looking for the vampire who bit your mother? Well, here I am. You see, that's the beauty of this movie. All the characters, sooner or later, they find out how they're interconnected. Yeah. And that's why this film is such a good one-off movie, because every plot hole is tied up at the end. You know? I mean, at least for this movie, it is. That's why I prefer to watch this movie as opposed to watching the sequels. And I can watch the mini-movie, which was the first 2 or 3 episodes they released on DVD, known as Blade, House of Cthulhu. But outside of that, I can't watch any more Blade other than the first film and House of Cthulhu. Anyone remember that? There you go.
Yeah.
Karen.
Are you already at that part?
No, I'm not. I'm just.
I was gonna say, you're like 10 minutes ahead of me, man.
Yeah, we're getting close to that part.
Yeah, your ability to regenerate. You're getting thirsty. You're complete. You know, if we do this, if we solve this problem, you're going to be completely human. You'll be mortal, one of us. That's the risk, man. I don't know if I want to take a serum that's going to take away my abilities. That's and that's an interesting thing that was brought up in X-Men 3. Even though I know, no one likes that movie but me, but X-Men 3 brought up the idea of a cure, and that's kind of a mirror of people in society trying to bring about a cure for certain things like autism. People think there's a cure. There's not. You're either autistic or you're not. It's just simple math, simple facts. And listen, there's nothing wrong with having autism because I have it. It's a part of me. I use it to the best of my ability. And if it weren't for this, my autism, I wouldn't be able to recite movie lines to you word for word. And no, I'm not talking about the ones with closed captioning on them. I can actually watch a movie once or twice, and the whole script goes right up into here, right here. So if I don't have my X gene, also known as autism, because we are the X-Men, I wouldn't have the gifts that I have now. So if you're autistic, you know, in the words of Mystique from the X-Men, the later X-Men movies, autistic and proud. Boom. Let it go. There you go. Let's see. Sketchy Guy Nevada.
Do you see words?
I don't see. Well, I have the closed captioning on my set right now, which is why I know what line is coming up next. Sketchy Guy Nevada. You see what I'm saying? Get with me here.
He's like, no, in my everyday life, I see closed captioning whenever I talk with people.
Yeah,
Words
yeah.
pop up under their face.
When Phil and I talk on video chat, I see words. Yeah, no, I don't.
I hear
Not
colors.
like that. Get out of here. Yeah, weird colors. It's like the colors of the rainbow. Yeah, no, it's not.
I can smell colors.
Thanks. Sketchy Guy Nevada says, I get it. Wink, wink. All right. Well, thank you, Sketchy Guy Nevada, for pointing that out. Jeez.
I get it.
Yeah, you're welcome, Phil.
Hilariously derailing one-liner.
Yeah, thanks. Man, Blade discovers the truth about his mom, discovers the truth about who bit her, who killed her, / turned her, I should say, right? Now they're in this vampire place that was built for one purpose, to bring about the blood god, Lamagra.
Temple,
thank you.
So technically, is he Blade's father?
Is he?
He's his vampire father.
I mean, is he? Is he, though?
Is he?
In the original, was Dracula's dad?
Wasn't Dracula?
No. It was
Who was his father in the comic? Was it some dude named Brooks?
Was it Frost in the comics?
Frost in the comics was an older guy.
Yeah.
Like he was an old guy, looked almost like a frontiersman. Right? But Frost in the comics was his arch nemesis.
Yeah.
Interesting.
His vampire daddy.
But in the movie, I think Frost is his vampire daddy.
Yeah. No, they established that. He's his vampire daddy.
Sketchy Guy Nevada says the name of the blood god. What was it again? It sounded like you said the name of the crazy witch lady from the Dark Crystal. No.
Lamagra.
No. The blood god in this movie is called Lamagra in Blade, not Dark Crystal, which, by the way, Sketchy Guy Nevada, fun fact, I've never seen the movie Dark Crystal.
Really?
Never.
Oh, look at Kenny's face. Kenny's like,
I don't think Kenny's happy with me right now.
Yeah, he is disappointed with you right now, Ryan.
Kenny is not happy. Kenny,
That's
Kenny,
Cinephile 101.
Are you going to defriend me on Facebook when we get off set?
Dude,
defriending you in life.
I can't claim you now. Like,
listen, Kenny, my brother, pal. Listen, I missed out on a lot when I was a kid. Okay, and that's just one of 100 movies that I never saw when I was a child.
you know what? In that regard, I'm kind of jealous because you get to experience it for the first time.
I do. And then Sketchy Guy Nevada says, I won't hold this against you. So, it's all right. Kenny, when I get a chance, I don't have to go to my job is taking some time away this week. So if it's on, which I think it's on Disney Plus, I will go on there and I'll stream that. I'll go stream that. I'll go watch. I can watch that. I can watch a few of the other things we mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
on the streaming services that we know of. I can sit down and watch it for you. So
that's
And
Bowie.
I will call
that's
you.
Bowie
I
at
will
his
text
finest.
you. I will text you the moment I'm done Dark Crystal and be like, yo, it's one of the best things I ever saw in my life. Hopefully. I don't know yet. I haven't seen it yet, so I can't comment or speculate. Sketchy Guy Nevada says the Dark Crystal is like Game of Thrones with Muppets or the Fraggles from Fraggle Rock.
Yes.
Yep.
So that's what it is? It's like Game of Thrones?
And David Bowie.
Oh, and is David Bowie in Dark Crystal?
Yes.
Because I know he's in the other one, Labyrinth.
Also in the Labyrinth.
Oh, you're right. I'm
He's
getting
in
them
Labyrinth.
confused.
I don't think he's in Dark Crystal.
The Labyrinth is
That's Jennifer Connelly.
Yeah. It's like remember
You're
the
right.
Labyrinth
You're right.
is
Which one?
beware of the bulge is all it is. It's just
Oh, okay.
respect the bulge.
Respect the bulge. Okay. I don't know what that means, but we'll find out.
The Labyrinth. I got it confused.
Labyrinth. Yeah, Labyrinth is David Bowie and a very young, and I mean extremely young, Jennifer Connelly.
Yeah. The Labyrinth is the reason that gray sweatpants exist.
Oh God. Oh no! Look what you did to Kenny in his face.
Because he knows what I'm talking about.
Kenny. Oh boy, that's not good, man.
I can see Kenny just
I think we lost Kenny. Oh my God, we lost Kenny. We lost Kenny, guys. Hey, Eli, look at Kenny's camera. We lost him.
Oh man.
We lost Kenny, bro.
Whew. Okay.
But what we didn't lose is hopefully your attention to this great movie known as Blade from 1998, which is turning 25 today, by the way. As Karen. Stars Wesley Snipes, Stephen Dwarf. And if you are just joining us, thank you, Phil.
His hair looks better as a dead guy, doesn't it?
Let me do the plug, man. So don't forget to like and share this with all of your closest friends. And also, if you want to watch this movie along with us on a physical media or what is known as a streaming service, if I'm saying that right, Kenny, where are we at in the film? Can you give us a
We are
timestamp?
now about an hour and 35.
Hour 35 minutes into the movie. So cue up your copy, watch the movie along with us, figure out what the heck respects so-and-so and what a sweatpants is, whatever thing. Let us know your thoughts on Blade or the vampire stuff or some of your favorite vampire-centric movies. Like, what's a vampire movie again? From Dusk Till Dawn, that's right. So let us know if you like vampire movies or some of your favorite Blade comics, because I'd be curious to know if someone wants to read the Blade comics, what is a good place for them to start other than Tomb of Dracula? So let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat. Be curious to hear your thoughts. And if you're watching this live or on the replay and you're enjoying the insanity that's going on, we thank you for that. And also thank you to our panelists known as Eli and his brother Josh and young Phil and Kenny, who apparently doesn't like me anymore because I haven't seen 3 or 4 of his favorite all-time movies.
Shut up and take my money.
Exactly. Exactly. Just take all our money because oh God.
So Kenny's sentiment is this.
This really pisses me off to no end.
Look at Eli. He is so laser focused on this movie.
He's hot.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Dude, you're pulling like a Johnny Utah. You're so focused on this movie. You know? You got that kamikaze look on your face, Eli. I've seen it. Hey, Utah, give me 2.
I don't know. This is freaky or creepy. She's kissing up on her son.
I know. I always thought this was a weird scene.
It was a weird scene, but you know what isn't freaky, Eli? The fact that I sat down the other day. You know what I did? I rewatched Point Break from '91 with Keanu and Patrick Swayze, and I forgot how awesome of a movie that is.
I haven't seen that in years. It's a good movie, though.
Guess what? It's streaming for free on Tubi and YouTube if you want to watch it.
I have it on DVD.
It's a very good movie.
Dude,
Amazing
Kenny,
movie.
that movie is freaking amazing.
Oh, absolutely.
So good. And by the way, the one-liners between Bodie, Utah, and Pappas from Gary Busey, they're so good, man. Hey,
absolutely.
One of the best meatball sandwiches I ever had. You know what? Give it 2. Hey, Utah, give it 2.
Give me 2.
Utah.
Yeah, who names a character Johnny Utah?
That's like a iconic action movie actor
Football
name.
player name.
Yeah.
Because he did used to play football, Johnny Utah. The character did. So what happened to you, man? Blew my knee out, had surgery for 2 years, missed my window. So what do you do now? Well, I went to law school. You're a lawyer? Man, that's the breaks, huh? But hey, at least you're out here with us. Isn't that right, Johnny? Dude, when he takes him parachuting, that sequence, that's so nuts, man.
Yeah.
It's so nuts.
Yeah.
And you know, Patrick did his own stunt in that.
Yeah.
He told the producers, he's like, I want to make this as real as possible.
Yeah.
You know, even though the producers were like, well, we can't let you do it because it's a, insurance thing. But like Patrick was like, no, this movie, I'm going to do all my own stunts. I don't care what anyone says.
I know Blake gets milked inside every single movie.
Gets milked.
He
does get milked in all the movies.
He gets milked in every movie. He does.
Oh, what? You mean Blade?
Yeah.
It
They
kind of
bleed
does.
him out.
Like the Ninja Turtle movie, you saw it, the new one.
Oh, the Turtles movie.
They're gonna milk us. Like Blade.
Yeah, thanks for thanks. Sketchy guy Nevada's here with us. He says he reminds me of the man, the man with the power. Yeah. I don't know what character you're referring to, but
that's also a reference to the Gray Sweatpants.
Okay, never mind. He's like the wind, he says. Sketchy guy. Never mind.
Oh man.
This is getting too weird for me, man.
Run like the wind, bullseye.
Yeah, I remember that one. Which, by the way, did you guys know that little indie film, Toy Story 2, turns 25 next year?
Wow.
Yeah. Toy Story 2. Anybody remember that? I
was absolutely.
There. I was in the theater when that came out.
Me too.
I didn't see the first one in theaters. I think I saw the first one on VHS.
I saw the first one in theaters.
I wish I would have seen. You know what? I wish I would have seen the first one in theaters, but I don't think we did. Yeah, you vampire high table people, you all should be afraid. Read the prophecy. It's time you people contributed something to the freaking cause, as Mercury likes to tell us in this movie. Chrissy says, "Don't forget the movie Legend with Tom Cruise."
Oh, it's a good one. With Tim Curry.
I don't know if it's a good movie, but it's all right. It's all right.
How cool, yeah?
The makeup in that was amazing.
It's nostalgic.
It's
and Tom Cruise's ugly ass grill. His teeth was all messed up.
His non-asymmetrical teeth.
Oh, what? Was his look or his teeth all messed up?
His teeth were messed up. He was young.
In real life, his teeth are still messed up because his teeth line up right here.
Oh yeah, that's true. I've seen video footage of that, Phil.
Oh man.
What was I going to say about?
I can't unsee that in every movie I watch now.
Well, the movie.
Every time I see him in a movie, I cannot unsee that.
You know, I saw the movie Legend for the first time many months ago, I think it was, or maybe a year ago, and I thought to myself, this movie is it's fine. It's not great. It's not terrible. It's just You know, I've seen better fantasy adventure movies, but it's fine. I don't know. Some people hold Legend in higher regard than I do, but that's okay. I just thought it was Although I do like what's her name again? Mia Sara. Oh my gosh, yeah. Mia Sara. Woo! That woman was in everything. I mean, a number of women were in everything. Like she was in Legend. She was in Ferris Bueller, and then she played Jean-Claude Van Damme's wife in Time Cop. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody remember Time Cop?
Absolutely.
She was
another movie based on a graphic novel.
Is that a comic book?
Yes.
That's a comic. Ooh, I might have to put Time Cop in my top 30 then.
Time Cop is another movie based on a graphic novel.
What about you, Kenny? You put that in your top 30? Time Cop?
Top 30. Yeah.
Probably closer to the bottom though, but it's good.
Closer to the bottom for sure.
Yeah, I like it. I don't love it, but I do like it. It's decent. It's a good time travel movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's JCVD's like one of his more serious, type roles.
Yeah.
We're getting close to one of the greatest reintroduction scenes in cinema.
Oh yeah.
Oh, when Blade comes back. Yeah.
When he
#, he doesn't die.
Sucks on the girl.
Yeah,
because
by the
there's
way,
sequels, right?
Yeah, he's getting her. Or Blade's getting his second wind.
Right. But when he lands and grabs the sunglasses midair.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Yes.
Badass.
Dude, his reintroduction scene is great, 100%. By the way, Sketchy Guy Nevada says better fantasy adventure like Dark Crystal. I mean, I haven't seen Dark Crystal, so I can't comment or speculate. But if you want to talk fantasy adventure, for me, it's going to be Neverending Story. I mean, Neverending Story is like the GOAT when it comes to that genre.
Okay.
I think. I mean, I could raise you and say that I thought the remake that they did in 2005 with The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe from the Chronicles of Narnia series from Walt Disney. Do you remember that one?
Which they're redoing with Greta Gerwig right now.
Which they're doing with who now?
They're redoing with Greta Gerwig. Greta Gerwig is doing the entire
all 9 books or all 7 books.
She's doing all of them on Netflix as a series.
Animated or live action?
Live action as a series.
That's going to cost a lot of money.
Yep.
That's going to be a lot of money.
Well, with Greta Gerwig, especially, like they know that she can handle large franchises. So
yeah. Just pay the writers and the actors what they're worth, guys.
Absolutely.
Just do it seriously. But yeah, I like Chronicles of Narnia, Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. The Disney remake, not the original BBC version. The BBC version's fine. I don't mind. Whoa, someone's getting a little too loud in their studio. Good lord.
Yeah, hold on. Sorry, wasn't supposed to happen that way.
Are you doing yourself? You might want to.
They got him. Pearl got him.
Pearl got him on copyright. No, sorry, we are not violating any copyright laws in this studio.
Nothing.
Phil, let me know when you're
ready.
ready.
Don't want to violate Pearl neither.
Private chat, not the public. But anyway, oh my god. But yeah, Blade just took a sip of the drink, and now he's kind of like ready to.
He's reinvigorated.
He's he's got a sip of his Gatorade there, Kenny boy.
Yeah.
So he's
Time
like,
to kill mom.
But mom's like, Eric, what are you doing? You wouldn't hurt your mother, would you? No, I would, because you betrayed me. You joined forces with my worst enemies.
And you tried to kiss me.
We're at an hour and 45.
Thank you. Hour 44 if you want to join in on the fun and
Almost
give your streaming service and stuff. Welcome back, Phil.
He's fighting
I was
his
wondering
mama.
what happened to you in that studio.
So what happened was because my
System.
AirPods are connected to the film.
Yeah.
For some reason, my phone just went off, and I had a notification that popped up, and it like turned the AirPods off.
Wow, that's weird.
So then everything went to my mixer, which is why you could hear everything. Luckily, what did play for the second one was like ambiguous enough to where it shouldn't have been a copyright.
No, it was only like 3 seconds. It's fine.
Yeah.
But it was a few seconds. But anyway, what I was saying was, Blade got a sip of the Gatorade, so he's fine now. He's fine. And Karen Jensen has freed herself not only from capture, but also she got herself a shotgun. And then she says, "Wait, Eric, you wouldn't kill me. I'm your mother. You wouldn't hurt your mother, would you?" Well, you kind of like, joined up with my worst enemy, and you're trying to like destroy the human race. So yeah, you have to die because you're one of the bad guys.
I must release you
with a bone stake right through the gut. Was that through the gut or through the heart? I think it was through the gut.
It was probably through the heart.
It's got to go up.
Oh, it was
at
the
an
heart.
angle. Yeah.
I thought it was the gut. But maybe I'm
Oh, he got it twice, 3 times.
Oh, he got her twice, bro. Yeah, he gutted her twice. Hey, it's like that movie Zombieland, Double Tap.
Yeah.
Remember Double Tap? You got
This is where they say that, like, some of the graphics in this movie didn't hold up.
I don't
Like, stuff
care.
like this.
I don't care. It still works for me.
It's still awesome.
I mean, do you
Yeah,
think
it's
it
still
works?
dope, but I'm just saying, like, a lot of people say, like, oh yeah, the movie's still great, just some of the graphics don't hold up, and it's like
CGI doesn't hold up. Yeah.
CGI definitely doesn't hold up, but I mean that doesn't matter. The movie's still good.
The
I will
movie's
still
freaking
watch
awesome.
the movie.
Like I can watch it and believe it, and take my suspension of disbelief out of it, and just enjoy the freaking movie.
Yeah, a lot of it, even though it may not hold up, it you're still so enthralled in what's going on that you can
don't worry
excuse
about
it.
the effects. Ooh, he got shot back into the wall there. Deacon did, not his mother. The mother's dead. Oh my god.
Oh.
Look at her, man. She dead. Woo, we know she dead. Just like in the movie Rush Hour. Woo, we know he dead. That's Chris Tucker, by the way. That was a poor Chris Tucker impression. I'm sorry. Oh, speaking of, wait, did we miss it? Yeah, we did. I'm so sorry. I apologize to the producers and the people who worked on the first one. Rush Hour turned 25 earlier this year, and we missed that.
Here it is.
Wasn't a fan.
Oh, he takes his vest. He's going to superhero jump. He's going to do a superhero jump.
They got the cool music now.
Superhero landing. Get a superhero landing.
Yo, I got 2 hands, Blade. I don't know which one to use to kill you with. Oh. Come on, Kenny, sing it with me.
This is such a great track from Junkie XL.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Is it Junkie XL?
That's
Yeah.
Junkie XL.
This is
Dude,
old
really?
school Junkie XL, yeah.
Dude, was he doing movies like before Blade, or was Blade his first one?
No, so Junkie XL used to be a producer. Used to be a music producer.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Was this his first comic book movie he worked on, or was this like a second one?
I think this song is licensed, so I don't think this is a. Yeah, this wasn't something that he made for the movie. It's something that they licensed off of him.
Oh man! Oh, that guy's neck broke. Oof. Takes off the
Yeah,
shades,
Junkie XL used to be he was primarily a music producer before he
ripped the guy's throat out.
before he started doing film scores.
Frost. Man, he is just laying waste.
I love how just brutal the fight is. Just hands
I
on.
love how brutal it is. I love it. I wish more comic movies would do this, but no, we can't because very few movies succeed if they're R-rated. No, Blade succeeds because it's R-rated. Logan succeeds because it's R-rated. The Deadpool films,
Ryan's favorite
you may
movie,
think of them,
Deadpool.
they succeed. Punisher movies succeed to a degree, not always, but to a degree.
So I wouldn't say that Deadpool succeeds because it's rated R. I think it succeeds because they're less restricted because it's rated R, so they're able to do more. They're able to do things that are more in line.
Close to it's closer to the material.
Right. Same thing with Logan. Like the reason that Logan is so well done is not because it's rated R. It's because you got things that Logan you couldn't do in a PG-13 movie that Logan does in the comics. Things like his alcoholism, things like his brutality. Because that's where you
Berserker rage.
Yeah, like it's that the Berserker rage is one thing, but it's more so like he is a very angry person to begin with, and he's like I've said it on our show we've had brackets over who the most heroic heroes are, right?
Oh yeah.
Wolverine lost in the first round
Whoa.
because if you look at Wolverine as far as being a heroic character, he's
Kinda
one bad day away from being a villain.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's more of a, to me. I mean, yeah, he's more of an anti-hero.
He is. You
know,
know, so that's
Man Logan.
Yeah,
That's Old Man Logan. Okay, so I'm with
That's Old
that.
Man Logan.
yeah. Logan is not
He's not a hero.
He's not a hero. He's somebody who does good things for the sake of doing good things, but he's not a good guy.
Hey, Blade, let's do this. Yeah, let's do this, right, Kenny? Let's do it.
Yes.
So let's get into it, boy.
Fight.
Sword fight, baby. Let me stretch out my neck here for a second. Yeah. Hey, Blade, let's do this.
Like it comes very apparent that Frost has a crutch because Blade whoops his ass right at the beginning of this fight.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's the blood god is the only reason that saved him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. I'll give you that one.
Like, look,
There's
if
a movie
Frost
with
is going
Steven
two-handed, whereas Blade is only one-handed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's a movie, the Price You Pay with Steven Dorff.
Yeah.
It actually looks pretty good. It's on Peacock.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Cop movie?
No, it's like a horror movie. Bro. It's pretty good.
Is it as good as the movie Steven Dorff was in called Alone in the Dark with Christian Slater and Tara Reid?
Oh.
Does anyone remember that one, Alone in the Dark?
I do remember that.
Forgot that movie was made.
Again, that was a video game movie, and it was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, listen. At the time, I didn't know it was a video game movie, but at the this was years ago when I first saw it, and that's when my IQ wasn't as high as it is now. But like, I like that movie, and I can still go back and watch it once in a blue moon. But nowadays, I look at it, and I'm thinking, I don't know if I want to watch that again. I think I'm good. Like, I can watch clips of it on YouTube, but that's it. But hey, at least it had Christian Slater and Tara Reid in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I like Christian Slater. I've been a fan of his for years. And also, I just saw the Christian Slater film that I haven't seen before, True Romance. I finally saw True Romance this week for the first time, guys.
Holy moly, really?
Yeah, first time I ever saw True Romance. And I got to tell you, the fact that he's a comic book nerd, gets the girl, and takes down some bad dudes, that's awesome. Like, who doesn't want to watch that? You know? So it's good. It's actually my number 2, I think, Tarantino movie. Because my number 1 is Pulp Fiction. So there you go.
Hands down.
Yeah, Pulp Fiction's my number 1, Kenny, but True Romance, I think, is number 2 for me now. So there you go. You're welcome.
Great movie, yeah.
By the way, you're part eggplant. You're a cantaloupe. You know, some good scenes in True Romance, if you know what I'm talking about.
Ooh.
This right here. You just,
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
It was a Spider-Man.
Spider-Man pose.
He just tosses every
syringe.
He got a
Every
little too
shot.
close to the genitals there.
Yeah, nice shot, Blade. But then he takes one, and then he doesn't phase him. But then
Some melon
he's
farmers.
trying to upskate uphill. Which I don't know if that means anything, but okay.
Trying to roller skate uphill is very difficult because you're basically trying to not roll downhill the entire time.
Touche. So it takes like what is it, 6, 7 syringes to knock this guy out.
Science.
I love the fact that only one of his legs was not like engorged the way that he was.
Oh, he did. We know he did. Hey, Blade, you all right?
Did you guys know Morbius was supposed to be the main villain in this?
No.
Yes. Was he? I did not.
Morbius, the living vampire?
Yep.
And too bad we had to wait 30 years for that to come out, and that didn't work out.
There's a deleted, There's a deleted scene with him on the rooftop at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, is there on this movie?
I mentioned so many times to people that Morbius is a third-rate second B-list character that did not need his own movie because it's kind of like,
Craven.
Okay, look, Craven is an interesting.
Let's not talk about Craven.
That trailer, that trailer turns me off to that movie 100%. One, he has no accent. That kind of throws me off on there. Two, they make Craven out to be a hero, and it's like, no, he hunts people for sport. He's not a hero.
And he wants to kill Spider-Man. Where's Spider-Man in this movie? Nowhere, because they don't make Spider-Man movies with villains in them.
Well, no, so I understand. Like, I think you can pull off a Craven the Hunter origin story movie because Craven was already established before Spider-Man, right? Spider-Man became his ultimate hunt, right? But the thing is they're not telling that story. They're making him a hero, and it's like, no, he's a dirtbag. That's all it is. Like Craven is a dirtbag, and his
hunts
brother
people for
Chameleon,
sport.
right? And his brother Chameleon is just as bad.
Wait a minute, his brother's Chameleon?
Yeah, Chameleon is his brother.
Dang, man! When in the Spider-Man show, he just pushes a magic button on his belt that turns him into a different person as Chameleon. Okay.
There's a couple versions of Chameleon.
Okay, all right. See, this is the beauty of these shows, ladies and gentlemen. We get to learn something new every single time I step on the
Blade
virtual
goes to
set.
Russia.
And he goes to Moscow. Yeah, we're at towards the end of this movie known as Blade, and he's in Moscow. I have a surprise for you. Oh, I like surprises. Just like they did in the first 2 minutes of the movie was, hey, where are we going? Surprise, baby. Oh, I like surprises.
You like that surprise?
Ooh.
Davish.
Catch you at a bad time. Davish, comrade. Same thing was about to happen to the dude in the first part of the film. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end credit sequence of the film known. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you. We have reached. Good Lord, I need to. Oh boy, I don't know if I need this kind of torture on this show. But listen, we have reached the end credit sequence of Blade, 1998, and I want to say that I hope you, who may be watching or listening to this, have enjoyed this special presentation. But before I say anything further, I want to turn things over to the brothers over here, Eli, Josh. Final thoughts on Blade on a scale of 1 to 10. What are you going to give Blade?
This is me, Mario. No, which one? One brothers. Let's go 1 to 10. 8.
I agree.
Part 2 is like 10, I think. Part 2.
Debatable, but I like part 2 a lot.
Debatable.
I did. I'm playing. But yeah, I would say Blade's up there. About I say 8.5. I'll up one of them since I'm the older brother. So,
and for being like a old movie compared to nowadays, some better than some movies nowadays.
Some movies you watch from back in the '90s, you watch again, and you just
cringe.
It's horrible. Like, how did I like this? Was I high when I was like 18, or But this movie, every time I watch it, I still enjoy it, which is rare with a lot of older films, other than Matrix and all that other stuff. And this was a low budget. This wasn't meant to be anything huge. It was like Marvel's dirty little secret too. So, and this is like the movie that kind of started, like when Spider-Man got picked up and X-Men, Batman tried to kill it, Blade bring it back. So I got to give it props. So I love it because in the end, this is kind of the foundation of where other Marvel films came after it. And comic movies in general. So, yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll give it a 9 now.
And he's one of the first actors that actually fit the character.
Yeah.
Like Deadpool and Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. Or Logan, Hugh Jackman. So, yeah. 9.
9? 8.5.
9? Okay.
The more I talk about it, the more I love it,
Okay, so 9. A 9 out of 10. Is that your final answer? In the words
final answer.
Final answer. Okay, you win $1 million. No, you don't, because you're winning. You already won the lottery by being on the show. So that's cool. I respect that. I appreciate your thoughts. I want to turn things over because I got to hear this guy's thoughts. Kenny, my man. Kenny Calderon, the newest member to the Movie Anniversary Watchalongs panel, I should say. I think that's the right word to say. Kenny, I got to ask you. And yes, and thank you for being here. We greatly appreciate all of you guys for being here. But I got to ask you, Kenny, from one fan to another, thoughts on Blade overall, and on a scale of 1 to 10, what are you going to give this 1998 film known as Blade?
Overall, this is easily one of my all-time favorite movies, right? Because it checks all the boxes for me personally. I've always been a fan of the tragic hero, the lone wolf character, right? This is like, it's kind of like Batman, but better for me, right? And like I said before, like before we started watching it, Blade was just one of those movies that checked all the boxes for me. And even even in 1998, there hadn't been anything like this before Blade. So, I think the closest thing that we could get is like maybe 89 Burton Batman, right? With the dark aesthetic and the muted visuals with like large stark bursts of color, during the action sequences, and I think that this movie, you know, depicting a darker, I guess, hero or anti-hero, however you want to categorize it, laid the foundation for uh, movies like The Crow.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean? Which is another classic. That one's easily top 10 for me.
another graphic novel movie.
There you go.
Might
There you
make
go.
top 30. I don't know, but it might be up
Oof.
there, pretty darn high.
Listen, that's so I've always been a fan of this aesthetic coming off of the Burton movies. So like Blade for me just checked all the boxes. Great martial artist. The fact that he's an authentic martial artist, was another home run for me. So I would give the first Blade movie a 9.
Man, we're getting some high marks here. I respect that. And by the way, you mentioned something known as The Crow. Fun fact, and we're going to be doing this next year. The movie turns 25, The Crow. So, or no, 30. I'm sorry, 30. So The Crow turns 30. The Shadow turns 30. So, we're going to be sitting here again and watching these films that turn 30. But that is for next year. For now,
Yes.
we're talking about Blade. So, Phil, I'm going to turn things over to you for a moment because I'm curious. Final thoughts on the first installment of the Blade films, and also, what do you give it on a scale of 1 to 10, Phil?
So, this movie is, I mentioned it earlier on. It's one of those movies that, film wise and plot wise and story wise, holds up completely. It is a very well made, very well done movie. The only thing that doesn't hold up is some of the CG, but you do the best with what you got, right? And that's what they had, the best that they had in '98. I mean, closest to the best they got, but I mean, still, like the movie itself. I kind of I identify with what Kenny was saying. I enjoy the lone wolf characters. I enjoy the kind of like badass solitary characters. And Blade is a character that I've always liked in general. There's not very many superheroes that are people of color, right? And it's like, before this on screen, we had Meteor Man, we had like Blank Man, things like that, right? Like characters that weren't necessarily, I mean, for me being Latino, we had like Desperado, like we had like El Mariachi was like, a character that we had that was like a superhero-esque character. But like
they were serious.
Right. Like still that type of character, right? So, up until then, we get Blade, and Blade is just a character that, transcends just anything else like that. So, I mean, as far as what my rating is, I'm going to give this 9, solitary, angry vampire, half vampires, out of 10 UVs on a pearl.
Oh.
Oh my Lord, what a funny way of rating movies, ladies and gentlemen. But I'll tell you what, so for me, watching this movie again, because I actually watched this about a week ago to get ready for this show, hashtag always feel free to study for exams such as this. I just made that up, by the way. But I rewatched it and I really liked it. And watching it here again with you guys and learning these fun facts makes me respect and appreciate it even more. So I want to say thank you to the panelists for educating me, because as someone who's only been reading comic books for less than 7 years, I'm learning as we go along, right? You learn as you go. And I love learning these things. So for me, I think this movie is great. I think the CGI, yes, it's outdated. It may not work, but it doesn't take me out of the movie. It doesn't faze me. I enjoy this movie for what it is. It's action-packed. It's dark. It's gritty. It's brutal. It's It's violent. It gets to the point, pun intended. And Wesley Snipes is a badass mamma jamma. He has been that way for decades and decades and decades. He still is. And it's going to be hard. Whoever, which we know now is Mahershala Ali. I'm sorry if I mispronounced his name. I apologize. But that actor stepping into those shoes is big shoes to fill. Because for me, when I think of Blade, first thing I think of is Wesley. And when I think of Batman, the first thing I think of when I'm reading a comic book is Kevin Conroy.
Yep.
So whoever steps into those shoes, it's going to be a daunting task for any actor or actress to step in any part. It doesn't matter. But this movie is solid. It's great. It's one of the... Some people have argued over the years that if it weren't for this film, we would not have gotten the renaissance that we got with the X-Men, the Spider-Mans,
100%,
and the Dark Knights, and the Avengers, and all those other films. We never would have gotten it had Blade not come in and say, hey, the 90s were a bit of a dark time, but we're going to change that for you. We're going to change things up and make a good comic book movie. And they did, and they succeeded. And then we got X-Men 2 years later, one of my all-time favorite movies, X-Men. Love that first film. I don't care what anyone says. Love it to pieces. First Spider-Man. Huge benchmark. Huge. And Spider-Man Part 2 turns 20 next year. So we're going to be sitting down here in this virtual movie theater, which I hope you like what we've done with the place, and we're going to watch that movie. Because some people have argued that is one of the best, if not the, for them anyway, for them, not everybody, but for them, some people have claimed that is the best live-action Spider-Man movie we've ever gotten. So
I agree with that.
If you want to talk about that, you need to keep coming back. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to give it a solid 8 stakes out of 10. Yeah, I'm going with the stakes, baby. The stakes. Let's raise the stakes. I'm going with, no pun intended, I'm going with an 8 out of 10. If you've never seen this movie and you want to know how certain movies got made and what inspired producers and people in Hollywood to start greenlighting these films, thank the people that made Blade. Thank him for that. Because Wesley is... You know, when you look in the mirror and you see this, you look in the mirror and you say to yourself, I see power. I see power. I see a badass mother who won't take no crap off of nobody. That's another movie entirely. But the point is,
it's all good.
Is that, Cool Runnings. Thank you. So,
Cool Runnings.
Yeah. Which, didn't that movie turn 30 early? I can't remember. Someone Google that for me. But anyway... This is a great movie. I think it's one of the best comic movies ever made. For me, it's definitely going to be in the top 30. Arguably, this could be in my top 15, if not my top 20. Arguably. But then again, you got to tune in and find out when we put together that show of top 30 favorite comic book movies, right? So, because I think Eli wants in on that. I know for a fact that Phil wants to get in on that because all he does is make lists that drive people insane. And then Kenny, the newest member to the team, is going to want to get in on this because Kenny knows a thing or two because he's seen a thing or two. So I want to say thank you to our panelists. Thank you to you who may be watching or listening to this. We hope you've enjoyed this presentation. Eli, before we wrap this up in a nice red bow because Blade draws another blood, where can the person watching or listening to this follow you on social media and keep up to date with all the incredible artwork that you got going on, Eli?
Wow. My brain is shutting down. It's getting late. Art of Eli on TikTok, Art of Eli 1980 on Instagram, as well as Facebook. Art of Eli on Twitter. X. Right?
Yeah, they called it X now apparently.
Also on Thread, YouTube, Ethos of Eli. I'll be at a couple conventions coming up. I'll be at RetroCon in September. Couple horror conventions in October. Just follow my social media. Also, I'd like to thank the fire department for making me Fireman of the Year, and my family got to share.
Congratulations on that, by the way.
Thank you. So I'd like to say thank you. The air on Ryan's show. Just follow me. What about you, Josh? Anything?
Thanks for having me. It was fun. I love old movies. You want to follow me, Jay Robbins _AD.
Remember, he's a sexy man sitting next to Eli.
Yeah, you're that guy. Okay, so we know where to find you on Twitch. Thanks for that, pal. So thank you both for being here. Appreciate you. You're both great. You're both wonderful. And you're always welcome to come back. Young Phil, where can the person watching or listening?
Sorry, I know that gag is just an easy one for me to do.
What the heck was that?
I thought you dropped it.
Right? No, the whole idea is you can't see me, right? Right there. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I am your boy, Young Phil, Distance Nerding Podcast. We do 3 shows technically if you count game streams on Monday, but we do 2 shows a week. The download on Tuesdays, we talk about news, rumors, reviews, trailer reactions, breakdowns, things like that, all kinds of fun stuff that we do on Tuesdays from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so that's a little bit later for you guys out in the East Coast. On Thursdays, we do a show called The Build from 6 to 8 on Twitch, YouTube. You hang out with me. I get to play, build some Lego on stream while we interview fun people and do like nerd brackets and things like that. So you guys see what I'm working on right now. I am working on Bosch's head from Star Wars. Nice. This is Princess Leia's helmet when she frees Han Solo.
Very nice.
So, building that right there. You can find us on all social medias that exist. We're on the Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, Discord, MySpace, GeoCities, Friendster, Second Life, AIM, Farmers Only, Christian Mingle, OnlyFans. It's only pictures of Aaron Watson's feet and mandals. That's it. Just all those places.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Oh my God, you got me in stitches back here, man. Honestly. Okay, we've lost our marbles. Anyhow, someone's got wind blowing in their studio. Who's that? Is that you? Good Lord, must be.
Oh.
It's Eli. Something's
Okay.
going on in Eli's studio. I don't know what's going on. Eli, you got the wind is coming in through the windows. I don't know what
it sounded like. The wind in the willows all just going through right there.
Like the dark crystal. But anyway.
In come the demons! The demons are here, run!
Where was I? Oh yeah, the newest member to the team. And by the way, we are so grateful to have Kenny here with us. I cannot be more grateful to have him here. Kenny, the person who's watching or listening to this, where can they follow you to keep up to date with the incredible, and I do mean incredible, that's a Marvel word right there, artwork and some of the appearances that you have coming up? Tell us about it, Kenny.
I appreciate being here. I appreciate the invitation and, being a part of it. This was a lot of fun. So as an epicenter to everything that I do, just go to my Instagram. It's on the screen right now. It's at Wild Inks Ken, all separated by underscore, and my studio page at Wild Inks Studios, separated by underscore, but studios is spelled with a Z. There's a link in the bio that takes you to everything, right? It's my link tree, and from there you get my TikTok, my Twitter, everything, and all of the projects that I'm also involved in, and anything that's upcoming as far as Kickstarter campaigns, and any announcements to any shows that I'll be making appearances at coming soon. So yeah. Wild Inks Ken, all separated by underscore. That'll be my Instagram, and from my Instagram, it takes you to everything else.
Fantastic stuff, man. I want to say thank you for being with us. It's been great. Stick with me here for just a second. My name is Ryan of Nerd Culture. I hope I can compose myself because, gosh, these guys have entertained you and probably even me to a certain degree, even though I get annoyed by it half the time. But my name is Ryan of Nerd Culture. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at RyanRPM5. Follow us across all forms of social media. The links are located within the description of this video. Also, you may be wondering, you guys are so good at talking about the film known as Blade from 1998. When's your next set? When are you guys going to be talking about movies again soon? Well, I'll tell you when. The next ones that we have for you, here's the sketch. Here's the schedule. November 12th, The Three Musketeers from 1993 turns 30. We're going to talk about that. Yeah, that one. Kiefer Sutherland, Chris O'Donnell, Rebecca De Mornay, Tim Curry, by the way, was in that. And then November 14th, we got the 007 movie Quantum of Solace with Daniel Craig that turns 15. And November 16th, we got Mrs. Doubtfire with the late, great Robin Williams turns 30. Yeah. A lot of great things coming your way. Also, I want to let you guys know about this because this is a big one. Monday, August 28th, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 30th anniversary, one of the most popular franchises in the history of pop culture. Power Rangers turns 30 on Monday, August 28th, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to be on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, all the social medias. Check us out. We're going to have a great panel of guests. It's going to be so much fun. We are so looking forward to that, and we hope you will join us. We hope you enjoyed this special and comedic during our commentary parts of Blade 1998. Check out all the great things that these panelists are doing. They got a lot of great things coming your way. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Ring that bell so you get notified of when our videos go live. And stay healthy, stay strong, stay safe. And remember, life is, and I agree with this, certainly better when you're watching movies with friends and family and fellow fans. Take a look.
You better wake up. The world you live in is just a sugar-coated topping. There is another world beneath it. The real world.
For thousands of years, they have existed among us.
You keep your eyes open. They're everywhere. Chances are you've seen them yourself and didn't know it.
A secret nation.
Our livelihood depends on our ability to blend in.
With a lust for power.
We should be ruling the humans. These people are our food.
They've got their claws into everything. Politics, finance, real estate.
There's a war going on out there. He makes the weapons. I use them.
Now, one will lead them to conquer mankind.
Tonight, the age of man comes to an end.
We're gonna be gods.
And one will try to stop him dead.
There are worse things out tonight than vampires.
Like what?
Like me.
Half human.
Blade's mother was attacked by a vampire while she was pregnant.
Half immortal.
You got the best of both worlds. All our strengths, none of our weaknesses.
He is their greatest fear. And our only hope.
It's open season on all vampires.
Wesley Snipes, Stephen Dorff.
You're one of them, aren't you?
No, I'm something else.
Blade.
All right, I'm a little tired, I'm a little wired, and I think I deserve a little appreciation.